play it, if you play it, you're gonna be like, "Wow, this is cheesy on purpose." If you play that new Shaq Fu shit, it's like, yeah, it's really fucking cheesy on purpose. So that's. But the first bad game I think of is Batman and Robin. That was terrible.
Forget about it. I remember that Italian dude come up like, forget
Yep.
about it. It's when you used to beat your ass. You know what I'm talking about?
Hmm. Oh yeah.
Oh,
And then I don't know, but yeah,
my connection was being funny. Sorry.
Father was right. The bunch, uh,
Yeah, I
let me
tripping.
just let me just get this out the
A
way.
gum gonna get
And
dangerous.
we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host Ray. With me, as always, we have Father.
Yo,
There we go. We have Dion.
Good evening, good people.
We have Shining Wolf.
yo, this man's in the Matrix.
In the Matrix.
How about this? Is it me?
Yeah, it's probably you.
If
Oh,
yeah,
What did you just say?
God, man.
I initially
I
thought it was
can't.
me because my signal was acting funny. I'm
I
outside and
heard
my
you
phone was trying to
perfectly.
reconnect to my damn Wi-Fi.
I heard you
Yeah,
perfectly.
Oh, okay.
yeah, Skino. I heard you introducing somebody, but when the name came up, it kind of blanked out. I didn't really hear the name that you said. We said
Am I,
we was
Yeah.
introducing the person.
Who did you
am
say,
I,
Ray?
goddamn.
He said
Goddamn.
Dion.
My intro all fucked up. am I coming?
Ray,
Am I
are you
coming in clear
playing or are
now? Or is
you
it,
serious?
He's
I'm not
serious.
sure if you're still playing along, like, because you keep on breaking in and out, so I'm not sure if you're playing right now.
hold on. Let me do something.
Nah, he he trying to talk. He
Hey,
was
he
trying to
was in the
talk.
Matrix. He was literally in the Matrix when that happened.
Shit,
Yeah, you smoking right now?
Watch out for Agent Smith.
a little bit.
Am I coming in now? Am I?
Yeah.
Is it better?
Yeah, you coming in
Goddamn.
hot.
Now we can hear you.
Okay, bear with me. I'm on hotel Wi-Fi, and
That's not good.
Ray, I
yeah,
can't even stand you right
See
now, Ray. All this hotel Wi-Fi, like, you acting real
Yeah,
bougie right now.
that explains
well,
everything. It's
not
literally
bougie.
Hotel Wi-Fi is literally the only thing worse than McDonald's Wi-Fi.
No,
What?
it's
That's
not
not
Jesus
always
because I've
true.
been
Christ.
running.
What
Not really
hotel?
because
Okay.
I've been running Street Fighter Six, and I've been getting fucking good games on this hotel Wi-Fi.
What
What you
kind of
been getting
hotels
like
you be
four or
I've
staying
ne-
at?
five,
I've never
4 or 5
gotten
bars?
good internet signal in any hotel I've been to,
Yeah, it's time to level
and
up,
this is
B.
I mean, it's the
even the
future.
ones where I had to like actually like spend money. Like
I
what?
was about to say. I was about to say. Did you spend money or was you being cheap, Dion?
The few times where like I actually, and mind you, this wasn't my choice. It was just okay. This is what's available to me. When I actually had to spend money for a hotel for whatever reason, like even the internet there fucked up on me.
I don't know.
I,
Every
I,
hotel I've been
I
in, that
don't know.
Wi-Fi
Is it?
been
I
bougie.
probably just have shitty luck when it comes to certain shit. It
Cause
is what it is.
I can't relate. I can't relate.
I don't think any of us can.
Okay. Let me try this. Let me try this again. We have Father.
Hello, Raymond.
Okay. We have Dion.
Good evening once again.
Okay. We have Shining Wolf.
How are you doing on this great afternoon or night?
Okay. All right. All right. Let's keep the ball rolling here. We have Crystal.
No,
Hola.
you bring.
And last but not least, we have Material Life. What up, B?
You know,
Sheesh.
since Ray's in that hotel Wi-Fi, go ahead, Raymond. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Doing well. This Cali life is kind of like
I know we can't even
getting to
give
me.
you a regular name no more. Now you bougie and like sophisticated, living in
I'm
hotels and stuff. So
I'll be don't worry. After Saturday, I'll be back to on the East Coast. So I'll be. I can. I don't know if I can be bougie anymore, but
You can be East Coast and
your
still be
boy.
bougie. It's it's called Connecticut. The fuck.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to fucking go to Connecticut, but I will say this:
All right, you ain't
Ray,
that
you
your
bougie
start.
then.
boy,
I
your
told you Ray getting bougie.
boy.
Like he's like, I think connected too low for him. He's like, oh, that's low vibration. I'm not doing that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh
First of
shit.
all, yeah, always will always be good with me. So
Right,
if I'm rising, you guys are rising. So
right.
I take y'all with me.
All
That's
we heard was, took y'all with me.
I
you
heard what you
sound
said,
like
Ray.
Dirt. You sound like
Yeah.
Dirt when you said he went to TikTok and went viral with it. And you just you um hey D Wolf done entered the chat. What up, D Wolf?
Wait, he's buffering. He's
Um.
buffering. He's buffering. He's buffering.
Lord.
Damn.
Buffering.
Yeah, he's buffering. You know, sometimes Jitsi be fucking with people. I always tell y'all Jitsi be fucking with people. Y'all be acting confused when people don't be responding.
Mm.
I see what she did.
Oh no, I believe you.
You have no
Cause
choice but
like
to
your
believe.
Wi-Fi be hot.
I believe you.
Wi-Fi be on point. All of a sudden, just talking about they ain't got no Wi-Fi. Girl, get your phone together.
Oh, well.
Ugh.
Oh, D
Look,
Wolf
look,
Twin
it's
joined the
too.
chat.
See, I told you, Jitsi fucking
Uh,
with people.
oh,
Let's hope a
He'll
triplet don't
disappear
come through.
eventually.
D-Wo, can you hear me? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. He'll disappear eventually.
Live in the stereo. We have D-Wolf. Oh shit! This is-
Yeah,
There's
it's that
only room.
retrograde.
man,
There's only room
how
for
is
one
everybody?
wolf.
I'm going through it, but that's another conversation.
I'm good despite
Right.
this bullshit. I'm good. I just roll with it, yo.
I feel like today is gonna be a fun day because we all joking around, kikiing and laughing. So I feel like it's
Key.
gonna be a fun day. I feel it in my
Oh yeah.
spirit.
Shit. This be the highlight of my week. Shit.
That's good. Your boy went hiking.
Cool. Who? You went
That's
hiking?
Well,
that's different.
Good for you.
Me,
How'd you like? Is it your first time?
yeah, I went hiking.
I don't think it was his first time because rarely he used to hang out with
Yeah,
white
I went to
people,
go see.
so this can't be his first
It was my
time.
first time.
Really?
The fuck?
If someone,
Oh, he's gone again.
Yeah, it was
Yo,
me,
this,
two other.
yo,
Something is horribly wrong
Ray,
tonight. Ain't it?
Ray, Ray, you might have to use your phone or something because this is. Ray said, "Okay, so." And
he was still trying to get
then,
the one answer about this not being his first time or
and
being his
then
first
a
time
bear
using Cali.
had attacked. So then I went to the. Then I went back to the
You know
tent.
what? It would
Now you
happen
just being
today of
petty.
all days.
Stop.
Dia, shut
It would happen today
up.
of all days
Yo.
on Rusev Day.
Ah,
Oh my,
shit.
Oh dear.
I'm gonna beat you.
Okay.
What were you saying? What were you saying, Ray? Oh, Lord.
I said it would happen today of all days of Rusev Day.
The fuck?
You
Let
was
me try this.
explaining how this isn't your first time or this
Oh.
is your first time.
Give me 1 second. What?
I can't believe it. If this is Ray's first time hiking, I
What the
can't
hell?
believe it. I won't believe it.
I don't think I ever want to go hiking.
Ray
It
just
just
knew
seems
too
like
many white people to not have hiked before.
it
Is
just
this
seems
is this better? Is it coming through?
Oh
I'll
yeah.
have you
Yeah.
know, my first 2 times, actually, every time I went hiking was with black folks. By the way,
Every time we
first
went
time
hiking,
hiking
it
was
was
with
always with white
with
people.
a Jamaican chick. Actually, it was with 2 Jamaican chicks.
Hmm.
Were
And
they
then the second time
optimistic?
was with my current black girlfriend.
current.
Current,
Black.
yes, black girlfriend, black American, but she's an Oreo. So shut up.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
shit.
Am I coming in now, or is it?
All right,
No,
it's
you
coming in
come
You
now,
could.
in,
but
Yeah.
we're gonna
but
see.
you always,
We're gonna see.
Ray, you always coming in. But the problem is halfway through, all of a sudden they just start hanging up on us.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna just do it this way, just so I can keep the show rolling. But
Christ almighty.
yeah, I went hiking just to go see the Hollywood sign, and
The
I went.
Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
Where
It's a
you at
ghost
again?
over there. It's a ghost over there. Did you go in the parts where it had the gate?
Here we go.
Yeah,
Griffith Park.
in the gate, and I walked the trails, and I
Oh,
like
nice.
literally hiked the mountain, and that shit kicked my ass.
But you felt great afterwards, right?
Hell
Mm,
no. Did you say
man,
it kicked his ass?
o-
That's a
He
okay,
probably
lie.
that
felt
first that first half, like at the. I want you to be mindful. I was in a long sleeve hoodie and some black
No.
jeans.
No.
see, so you weren't even dressed
Ray,
properly
it's
for
hot
the
as
I
occasion.
was,
Let's start with that.
it's real
yes,
life
I
hot
wasn't
right
dressed
now.
properly at all, and my dumb ass went up the mountain. And
Repeat the first part of that sentence again. Yo, dumbass.
my dumb ass, okay, went up that mountain, and you know what? I survived. All right, and like after the steep shit, it's like flat. So I kind of like caught my breath over there, and then the people I was like, there's 2 other trails, a little bit further, and I was like, I'm good. I'm good. We can go down. And I was like, we can go down now. Then I realized you could take a horse up there. And I was like, yeah.
And you was upset afterwards. You could have just rode the damn horse.
Well, my stubborn ass went up there anyway, so. Yeah. So
Uh,
what
the
kept
curse
me?
of being you, I
At
What
guess.
least
kept
you
me?
got a good picture of the Hollywood sign. That's good.
I did. I will put it up sometime soon. Um, yeah. So. Okay, on to the show. Let's talk with the show. Have y'all been following this submarine that's been trying to I guess it was the tour of the Titanic and it's
Mhm.
stuck there? Have y'all
Yeah.
been
Yeah,
following that?
I heard
Not
about it.
anymore.
I heard a little
I
bit
think
more
It's
my
not
ex
detail
stuck
about
husband
it
on
today.
anymore.
there.
Not anymore.
It ain't stuck anymore.
Oh, they found it? It's that
No,
Yeah.
stuff?
that gone that bruh. Yeah.
Yeah. It
That joint imploded.
yeah.
They're gone.
What?
They're dead,
Oh,
pretty
you
They're
Yeah.
much, is what
gone.
I
All
heard.
5 of them are gone. Like
implant.
this,
Damn.
So it
like they're even talking about there might not be a trace of like the
Damn.
like
bodies.
a
Yeah, that
tin
pressure
can.
is insane. That's
No,
why
but
it
what?
imploded.
Yeah,
So they couldn't move the
I
body.
heard they went down to see the sunken Titanic,
Hmm.
and they
So
got stuck.
no, it's not that they got stuck. There was 2 issues. Number one, the equipment that they were using was not like it was not certified safe. It never
Mm,
was certified safe, like ever. And
damn.
number two, there were waivers that mentioned death 3 times, and they signed it. But the saddest part about the whole thing was the 19-year-old that got bought by his father when he initially refused.
Oh, I didn't
Damn.
even know that. Shit.
Yeah, the 19-year-old refused to go, and then the father persuaded him. There was another person that was supposed to go, but last minute he like cut out because he was doing something. So he cut out, and then the father bought the 19-year-old. And then initially he said no, and now look.
That's fucked up.
I'm like,
why would someone want to go down there?
Listen,
no, it's
Why you
not
should
that.
stick
Look,
to your no.
look. That's not the issue. The issue is you're worth a lot of money. Okay, you got a legacy. You know. I mean, you're gonna take risks and shit like that. But come on, safety first, yo. I don't understand how a submersible is what only tethered to the ship, and so if shit goes wrong, the only option is for it to ascend, right? But what if that messes up, which is what happened? What do? They had no contingencies at all. I personally would love to go underwater and see shit like that, but if there's no safety feature like redundant, I'm not doing it. I'm not even fucking rich like that. But I don't understand. That's what's fucking with me right now. It's not the trip because I'm like, yeah, that's an adventure, you know. But
D Wolf,
that's
I
insane.
love you. You are my brother, but there is no motherfucking way I'm going to any depth of the sea. You can go follow Sebastian from the Little Mermaid there all you motherfucking want to. I'm not going down there, okay? There are spirits down there. There are spirits down there in that motherfucking sea. You can see it. I'm not
I want to see some shit before I go. And if it happens while I'm down there, yo, so be it.
I'm not gonna stop.
I'm
you.
with
I'm gonna be looking. I'm gonna be
Prada
looking
on
from the
the.
land. Okay, I'm looking at the waves, and that's it. I don't need to go down there.
Father, I'm 100% with
Under
you.
the sea.
I do not
I have
need to
no
go
business.
Under the sea.
You know, we have a saying in my language. Ukahoko ye ye. What are you doing over there?
I think
What are you doing over there?
no, as
What are
black
you
I
doing
people,
go
we
in
on a
need
places
to
roller
you do not
explore
coaster,
belong?
yo.
more. As black people, we need to explore more because I'm sure if it was safe and everybody else was doing it, black people would be right on that boat or submarine or whatever
I'm
too.
sorry. First of all, I'm not touching the ocean. I'm not touching the riverbanks. I'm not touching anything that any boat have traversed through at all with my skin.
You
I'm
don't
not
want
going
to visit
down there.
the unknown creatures at the bottom of the sea.
First of all, we
That
done
shit
popped
sounds
so many
awesome.
shit buckets out there. I'm not doing it.
The Aquaman
Hell no,
movie,
I'm
yo.
good. I am good on land.
If
For
I
the
Jason
wanted to
amount of
go
Momoa,
see
poop
the
that has
he want
hit
to
Titanic,
this
see you
ocean
You
under the
water,
know,
sea.
I'm good.
you know what's ironic?
Man,
I don't
Hold
think I'd
on,
go
but
see the Titanic though.
you know what's ironic? Even on land, black people are not safe. So what's the point? What do we really have to lose?
golly, who is that?
Wow, what
Girl,
is that?
you see the difference between being on top of land and dying versus being underwater is you completely implode. Like the
It
farther
depends on
you
It's
how
go
a
deep you
down
are.
fast.
to the point where the tin can
True.
starts to
It's a
squish you
fast
like a
death.
I'm not
It's
doing
a
that
fast.
type of death.
Which one
It
do you
depends on how
want?
deep you are.
Which one do you want? Do you want a bullet where you're suffering from the pain, or just a quick saranara?
Girl,
Don't
what
wait,
makes you think it's quick?
so
What
Implosion.
many,
make
don't wait
girl,
Yo,
to
did you
we're
not
talking
die.
hear
about
the
the
how
tin
implosion.
about
can?
Don't
The
wait to
It is like
die.
taking a soda
I
can and
believe
smashing
don't
it with
wait
your
how
to
hand.
about
die.
All right, so
What's
for the
quick?
way that it was explained, how it imploded at like 1,500 miles per hour. They did not feel a thing.
Yeah, it's instant.
It was instant. They felt nothing.
I'm pretty sure it was like a light switch going off.
It was faster than a light switch, nigga. It was
Mm-hmm.
gone.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see
1,500
me. Now
miles
you
per
don't
It's
see
like
me.
a
hour is
pop.
fast as
Just
hell.
think of how fast the pop sound is. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
like the snap of a finger. They were gone.
Yep.
Uh,
1,500
well,
miles per hour is fast
And
as shit.
I need to reiterate, this equipment was not safety certified. And then they're running with another narrative. I don't know if y'all saw this, but there is another narrative where the CEO purposefully, so the crew of his company that made the submarine was a diverse group. So it came out that he didn't want to be like reprimanded for not being woke enough. That's basically his reason for having a diverse.
Did you say full of a diverse
So-
group? Is that what you said?
Yes.
So when you say diverse, you mean language too? Or
Like diverse as in like different races, different like that quota shit that they like to. Yeah. So he was like, yeah, my crew is a diverse group because I don't want to be, I don't want them to say that I'm not woke enough or whatever. So a whole bunch of like white
Nah,
niggas.
black people would have been good. Black people would have been good, bro.
That would have been some good non-wokeness right there. Leave us out of that shit.
Yeah, so now there's a whole bunch of people sitting there talking about, oh, maybe if white people were building the submarine, they wouldn't have crashed. And I'm like, what?
This happened.
They went there. They went there.
Didn't a few years ago, there was a movie being shot, right? And they did the whole quota hire thing. So they hired a black woman to be a stunt double. I don't remember I don't know if it was Deadpool. I don't remember which movie it was. But they hired her just because of her skin color. She wasn't ready for that type of stunt, whatever it was. She wasn't ready. Like after she died, people were saying, yeah, she wasn't ready for that. So
she died?
She dies. Yeah.
Damn.
Because there was someone else qualified to do the stunt, but she wasn't. And that was the reason that they actually admitted it. That was the reason why she was hired, because they said it before she died. They announced it, and they're saying this is why we're doing it. They said it. So, and then she dies.
Were the people qualified or not qualified to do the job?
Like she's qualified as in licensed, like she can.
I'm not talking about the girl about the submarine.
Oh,
I'm assuming they weren't as qualified as the people that initially wanted to work on the project, because how it was explained was there was like experts that were also in line to assist with the construction of the submarine, but again he went for like the diverse groups because he didn't want the woke crew to get at him.
So he's going to
be there marginalized groups on this submarine.
But the thing was, like, it was still never inspected for safety.
Right.
That's the thing. And also, I don't know if you also saw this, but they were piloting it with a controller.
I thought it was like a PS5 controller or something.
Oh, it was not no damn PS5 controller. That shit was some cheap ass fucking $20 fucking
it looked
shit.
Like
it was a put together. Controller. I just glanced at it.
Some Logitech
shit.
That
looks like a game controller.
Ew.
And that's all I saw.
It was Logitech. It looked like some Logitech Super
Nintendo. Logitech, oh Lord.
Logitech, bro. Every time I see Logitech products, I just think of like a grandpa somewhere.
Because all we had was Logitech.
All we had was Logitech. So the Y button doesn't even work. Well, there's a way.
Shit.
Well, I stopped buying Logitech products a long time ago.
But
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Some of my kids' toys is Logitech. I don't know.
There's like a lot of memes about this situation.
Yeah. I saw the controller one.
I saw some they don't feel any sympathy for rich folks. I'm like,
That's insane.
I don't know about all that.
That's a human life. I'm like,
I don't even really believe that, because the same people who be saying they don't feel any sympathy for rich folks be idolizing celebrities at the same time
and want to be rich too.
Yeah, and want to be rich too.
I don't hustling,
believe that shit.
Right? And I'm like,
I think, and they endorse hustle culture. If you're not making money or have a lot of money, your opinion doesn't really matter because you're a brokey and you're a dusty. I'm like, man, I don't believe y'all when y'all be saying that shit.
And I'm like, bro, the same niggas that be saying that are the same ones that have trouble getting it up when a bad bitch is in front of them. So don't.
I don't believe all that trash. I'm like, y'all trying to sound good. Y'all like fucking Aerosmith singing a song called "Eat the Rich." I'm like, motherfuckers, ain't y'all rich too? Y'all Aerosmith. Y'all got money.
So I think with that, I don't even really think it's the fact that they have a lot of money. I just think it's them seeing how they're spending their money and how also the effects of like them being in that position and how it affects like other people around them. Because like as we were explaining before, there's a lot of bootlickers out here that be bootlicking the shit out of these billionaires and barely have any room to fucking talk when it comes to their financial situation. So it's a lot of, it's just a lot of like bootlicking. But the one thing I want to say is I'm sensitive to the lives that were lost there, especially the 19-year-old. I don't like speaking ill of the dead. Now, Queen Elizabeth was like a special case because fuck her. But you know what I'm saying?
We still smoking that Queen pack.
We still smoking that Queen pack, nigga. That was my people that was affected. You gonna get that work, nigga.
Yep.
So anyway, I just want to say, like, I don't need to like speak ill of the dead in this sense because reality taught them, and they're no longer here to show you not to fuck with the fucking ocean.
The water. I don't fuck with the water. I don't even like fuck with the water in video games. I don't fuck with water stages. I don't fuck with water in real life. Nah, yeah.
Do you not wash your ass?
I'm an air sign.
Well, deep water.
You know exactly what he meant, Dion.
The deep blue sea. That movie that Samuel Jackson was in. I don't fuck with the deep blue sea.
A fucking shark ate me.
Yeah, even though I was in the Navy, I don't really fuck with water like that either. I'm an air sign. Look. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
They don't deserve any last words. Move on.
They said
don't fuck with the ocean. Don't fuck with the ocean. That's the last words on this. Don't fuck with the ocean.
Our ancestors are in the ocean. Fuck around and find out. That's all I'm gonna say.
Be water, my friend.
Oh Lord.
Oh man.
Take safety protocols seriously. Jesus.
I'm saying.
Jesus. Do not take that shit lightly.
There should have been some old black man who's like, I wouldn't do that shit if I was you. You know,
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
All right, I tell you what, young blood, you gonna do this shit. You ain't gonna like it. All right. And somewhere, some old black man, I told you. Don't do
hard
it.
head, make a soft ass.
You're right, give him some old saying like that.
Oh my god, he's telling it to the newscaster, yo.
They ain't saying like wade in the water for no reason. God's got wade in the water. Come on. It's in the song, bro.
They wading in the water.
Like before they went in, there was an old black man that gave him a warning. I done told them.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
Do they want to listen to me? No. Oh, what's it like Family Guy? A black girl in hindsight? I done told you.
Didn't I tell you? I told you.
Oh man. On to our next topic. Me is, and I actually want to get your opinion on this, but me and Clarence was talking about this before we jumped on, and I had this theory of because I was looking at some video about gatekeeping blackness or some shit like that, and I had this theory about when people call people white people shit. Like if you listen to rock music, usually they say it's white people shit. And my theory has always been is because you don't see that many black people into like rock, right? Like if you could name like 10 white boy bands, it's like how many black rock and roll artists can you really name? And the top of my head, I named like 3, which was like Jimi Hendrix, Lenny Kravitz, and Living Color. People with their cult of personality. Those are like the 3. And for some reason, I said Hootie and the Blowfish, but I don't think they're a rock group either. But
they're country.
They are country. So
I would have gave them an obscure one. Skindred.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I would have gave them LeJean, the
It's
lead
a
singer
rock and
from
roll
Seven Dust.
/ reggae hybrid band. They actually sound pretty good.
Oh yeah, I think that's the one I was mentioning. I didn't know their name, but I think that's the one I was talking about. It was like reggae, but rock and roll at the same time. It's like a mix. It was actually pretty good back then.
Yeah,
it was back in like
I think he's British.
2007, 8 ish.
I
Yeah,
think
I'm
the
not
lead singer
100
was
percent sure
British.
when's the last time they released anything, but the little bit of their shit that I know is actually pretty good.
yeah. So like my theory was if there was more black people into that like rock groups, or we see more black rock groups, people wouldn't call that white people shit. Would y'all agree with that, or would y'all think it's something else?
I'd I'd agree because before, when it was mostly black people, it was just rock and roll. It didn't matter. Like even when white people did it, then it was still rock and roll. Then fast forward, it kind of shifted when the music styles changed. First, it kind of like melded in the '70s, with the disco and all those. Like everybody was in that, and then everything started to kind of branch apart again, right? So, fast forward to now, the dynamics change. I lost my train of thought there.
Yeah, rock and roll is like underground at this point. And the only place that really like messes with it these days is like Japanese, I guess. Like on a
Not
mainstream
really.
level.
I mean, not really. You just uh, it more or less just depends on where you are.
Yeah, they do.
I know.
They make a lot of money off of live tours.
Say it again.
The bands the bands we knew of the days like the early 2000s, 2010s and shit like that, late 90s. Those guys,
Yeah,
the alt rock, some grunge depending on the year. Yeah, they're
Hello?
No.
he was lost his train of thought again.
Nah, D-Wolf in the Matrix now.
Oh damn.
I told his ass not to fucking go down there.
He got grabbed by them agents. Agent
Agent
Smith.
Smith got him. Like,
he got Agent Smith.
he fell into one of his many rabbit holes. I see that.
He said, "I'm gonna go get the damn submarine." Y'all tripping?
That's fucked up.
Hey man. Anyway, so all right, to answer your question, Ray, I'm gonna say it like this because we had this conversation. We kind of had this conversation before too. But the thing is, like, representation is important, right? Like, we want to see black people doing dope shit. We want to see black people doing cool shit or whatever. But I think where most of that mentality comes from is just straight up ignorance. You feeling what I'm saying? And here's what I'm gonna say.
That's what I was leading in towards actually.
Yeah, because my thing is like you don't need a black person to think something is cool. You know how many black people really watch anime and then be no black people in the motherfucking anime?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I watched all 3 Lord of the Rings movies and there are no black people in there. You think I give a fuck? You know what I'm saying? But it's like when we got upset when there was a whole bunch of people that was mad at Overwatch for not adding a black woman. And then I'm like, they're gonna add a black woman, they're gonna add a black woman in the game, and none of y'all gonna play it because y'all gonna find something else to be upset about. And look what motherfucking happened.
Right? Exactly how you say it too.
Exactly how.
So you're telling me. So you're telling me.
What happened with the black woman in the Overwatch? What happened exactly?
So they added a black woman in the game. Her name is Sojourn, but she's a cyborg and she's Canadian. Mm-hmm. I think that was bro. When they made her Canadian, I fucking died laughing. I said, I mean, yeah, they added a black
woman. I'm a headshot you,
Bruh, yeah, she's Canadian and she's not even, she's a cyborg, bro. They made her black, but she's not really black like that.
She's a cyber Canadian.
She's partially black.
Yeah,
Her skull is probably black.
she's a melanated. She's melanated. Bolts and nuts and bolts.
Bolts and
Melanated
nuts.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, the character is cool. Like I have no issue with it or nothing. It's just I just found it comical. But I'm just saying that to say you really don't need black people in order for you to like be into something. Like you see so many black people be into K-pop and all a bunch of other shit. There are black people that literally travel the world and try to get other black people who are too afraid to come out of their bubbles and come out of their shells. That yo, there's an entire world out here. Not everything is about white supremacy. Not everything is about racism. Like there's an entire world out there. You can go out there and fucking enjoy. You can find something that you resonate with. And you don't even fucking speak the language. You feeling what I'm saying? Like, bro,
Right.
even if you don't want to travel the world, there's like fucking 4 continents you can go to that's full of black people. Go to the Caribbean. Go to the fucking island. Go to Africa. Go to fucking South America. Like there's black people all over the fucking place. But even then, like other black cultures, they don't want to fuck with it either. So it's just like, you know what, just wallow in your ignorance then. Shit.
I grew up hearing music is universal, right? I grew up hearing,
it's supposed to be music is supposed to be a universal language, but people in America don't treat it like that. And that's an American thing in general. Like if you go to like other countries, they listen to our music, listen to other music. And it's just like, oh, it's like I can resonate with the beat and the emotion that's going on through the lyrics. But I hear from people that a lot of Americans, if it ain't American, they ain't listening to it a lot of times. Not everybody, but a lot of times, most Americans.
They'll try to disguise that shit as some form of patriotism or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, like the dynamics changed, so everything kind of like split off. So that like, you know, then there was hip hop, and like we kind of gravitated towards it, especially when the generation kind of changed around that time. So it was like the youth is into this. We don't really know much about that other than our parents play that music, like the rock and roll of old, right? So we don't know that it's like black people are just like, we just know what we're seeing right now. I don't see black faces with that guitar in hand or the bass, or, you know, I don't see much of that. Only the old shit. But, you know, right now it's hip hop. I don't see none of them doing that. And like as time went on, it kind of like it dwindled. There's hardly any black people on, you know, instrument and all that. And now we're, you know, so the dynamic kind of changed. So now people are saying, oh, that's a white person thing. That's a black person. I'm like, nah, not especially rock and roll. Not really. Not really. It's just that they just carried it on. But a lot of us are still like leading. Like y'all were listing names, and I was like, yeah, there's Kill Switch, Gage.
Not to mention, most of these people the ones who are talking the most shit, genuinely don't know the history of the music. If you really want to dig into this white people shit thing with music,
I got that.
The problem I think is that black people, generally speaking, I don't even want to say generally speaking. I like black people who usually say that type of shit. They're really conservative minded. They got this old school way of thinking, conservative minded. Is pretty much they go off of what they know based off of where they're at and where they, you know, where they grew up at. And that's all they know. That's all they really want to know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It was pretty odd. It was pretty odd growing up being the only black chick in even junior high. But when I got to high school, I was listening to things like Perfect Circle, Chevelle, POD, Flyleaf, things like that. And every time my friends would be like, "What you listening to?" They would look at me with such disgust. And I'm just like,
God. Yeah.
I don't know all the lyrics to Biggie. Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, but goddamn, I don't. So leave me the fuck alone.
Yep.
Shit, you should have seen their face when I was listening to Slipknot. It was like, nigga,
yeah.
What is this?
Imagine.
Bleed is one of my favorite Slipknot songs.
Imagine having a Jamaican father who runs a store with a big ass speaker in front of it, because you know how, you know, we West Indians roll, right? So I I decide to slip in, yeah, it was System of a Down. System of a Down.
Oh yeah.
I love him. System of a Down is awesome.
God. I put that shit in. I didn't hear the end of it, and it got to a point where I was like, okay, just give me the keys to your car and I'll just blast it in the car.
I noticed some of that attitude, that behavior and attitude slipping in the Blurred Con actually, and that's when I became enchanted with it a little bit.
Oh man, my playlist used to confuse people. We be listening to some motherfucking shit. I had some R&B on 1 second, then it'll jump to reggae, then it'll jump to rock, then it'll jump to hip hop, then back to R&B. My shit was every fucking way.
That's it. That's me right now.
It don't even take nothing like no music or anime or any of that shit to really be considered not black enough in in certain communities, because all you gotta do is just speak plainly without like a southern hood like accent.
Oh, see,
and that's enough for them to say you some other type of nigga. Other type of nigga like what? Because I ain't speaking the exact same dialect as you speaking in.
Come up with other type of
other type of dialect.
Suspiciously familiar. We've had this exact conversation before in a past episode.
Yo.
You some old type thing. I'm like, how so? How
The
so?
reason, and you could, and it's not like, okay, growing up in a Caribbean household, they can have an accent all day fucking long, but let me speak something that's wrong, they're gonna correct you immediately. I didn't have a choice. I did not have a choice. So even if I wanted to say, hand me that deer, like with an accent and all that, they'll be looking at me like, what the fuck was that? No, say it properly. And they're always
accent
correcting
don't
me.
cover it up.
But the reason I used to get into a lot of scuffles and Dion be quiet is because I spoke proper, believe it or not. So I definitely understand that. But the beauty of it, though, listening to worldly music, because I just don't listen to rock. I listen to things like Stromae, I think he's from London. And I listen to music that's from different types of countries, India and stuff like that. So, but the beauty of it, you find your tribe. Why would you want to be friends with someone that's not open-minded or willing to hear your song without dissing it? I've noticed all my female friends that I've had, and I've listened to music in my car, and I'm the one dropping their ass somewhere. They're quick to be like, "Oh, what's that?" Instead of just listening to it fully and then say, "Oh, that wasn't bad at all." Like, who be interested, be open-minded. But the minute you start dissing, it means that we can't travel together because you're always going to embarrass the fuck out of me, and I ain't got time for it.
Yeah,
you know what my response to that always was? I listen to what I feel, yo. Whatever I feel, whatever moves me, yo. I'm like, all right, that's it. Like, I really don't care the genre. Like, I have favorite genres, but if I feel it, son, that's my song, yo. It's added right there. And there are levels. There are like, I have tiers and shit like that in my head, so I know which ones go in what playlist and for what. Like, I pay attention, yo. So whatever I feel at a certain time, I got everything set up. This is what I feel. So I did, like, somebody say, because you listen to White Boy, you want to do this, you want to be. I'm like, yo, for real.
I still remember the band that actually got me into rock, and how I stumbled upon them is actually kind of funny. The band that really got me into rock was actually Breaking Benjamin. The first song I ever heard from them was Firefly, and it's where I first heard it, where you're gonna laugh. It was included. It was the one on the GameCube. It was a WWE game that was on the GameCube. It was on the soundtrack for that.
They also did Halo 2.
Game?
Yeah,
they did Halo 2.
That was
No Mercy. That's what it was. It was WWE No Mercy.
That's
that was me.
No Mercy?
Oh, yeah.
You mean no Firefly?
But
That was in Day of Reckoning, right?
I think it was Day of Reckoning.
Yeah, it was Day of Reckoning.
It was whichever one was on the GameCube, and I'm
Day of Reckoning.
certain it was okay.
Because the reason why I know that is because Day of Reckoning and the first SmackDown vs. Raw had the same music. Because Firefly was also in SmackDown vs. Raw.
But yeah, that was me too. I learned about a lot of different music from watching TV, watching movies, watching wrestling, all stuff. That's how I learned about a lot of different music.
For me,
pretty much from the box.
It's the next topic, I think. I'm guessing, or one of the next topics is how I was led into it. VH1.
That show is to play older music.
Yeah, but at the time there was no VH1 class. It was just VH1 at the time. Because this was like, when did I get cable? 94, 5. So yeah. It was just VH1, MTV, and that was it, right? And I think BT was added on later.
Yeah.
So that was it. It was just those two, and they're right next to each other. I think 58, 59, if I remember correctly. And huh?
I was about to ask, do anybody remember the Box Music Network?
Hell no.
Nah.
Y'all don't remember the Box? I feel like I'm the only one that knows about the Box Music Network. That's how honestly, that's how I got into like different genres of music. Because it was just like, how can I say this? It was I think in New York they call it video box. Wherever you call in and you request the music by pushing in numbers and some shit like that. And like the box always played in my house and shit. So that's where I learned like Slipknot, Wait and Bleed, Papa Roach, Last Resort. Yeah, they had a whole like bunch of heavy metal shit. It's just like and then obviously wrestling with Jim Johnson. He got a bunch of wrestling stuff. And Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. That was like one of my favorite.
It's funny you brought up Jim Johnson because guess what song just randomly showed up on Apple Music on my friggin' phone the other day? Remember Drew McIntyre's old theme song, that Broken Dreams joint?
Yeah.
That just randomly played on my Apple Music one day, just out of the freaking blue. I didn't search for anything; it just popped up.
I can't do that, bro. I can't listen to wrestling music outside of wrestling. It's shit.
Wrestling music.
The songs you actually be banging them.
What's funny? Because I was going to ask out of you and Dion is like, what wrestling song do y'all think y'all can listen to outside of wrestling?
And what is wrestling music? I'm confused. What's wrestling music? I thought wrestling music was like music they just grabbed from other artists.
Clarence, we're just talking about the entrance theme songs. That's all we're talking about.
Aren't those like songs from like they grab from different artists too though?
Not all of them.
Not all of them. Oh, okay, because I'm not a wrestling connoisseur, so I don't know these things.
Some wrestlers have songs from actual artists or whatever.
Yeah, but you need money.
And and there's also the ones who have like WWE and like AEW. Pretty much all the wrestling companies or whatever, they have a team of like music producers for certain shit.
So that Sexy Boy song. I forgot what wrestler that song belonged to.
That was Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, so that was just his song. That wasn't like a industry song or nothing like that.
Yeah, that was Jim Johnston.
Right, and he had produced that specifically for him.
Oh, okay, all right.
There's a reason why he never fucking changed it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because I was like I was saying, it's like if I could think of one, it was Kane's Chemical.
Slow Chemical,
yes. It's like if I could, I feel like that one, if that played on the radio, that shit would pop.
For me, is Voices, Cult of Personality.
That song was made in the 80s, so it's that.
But CM Punk still uses that as his entrance theme to this very day, so it counts.
No, it does.
Man, it kind of doesn't though.
It was a little rock star before it was the Wrestlers.
I don't give a
That's
fuck.
That's like saying Undertaker when he was using the fucking Rolling by Limp Bizkit. It was like it was a rock song before it was a wrestling song. So it doesn't count.
The point is, the wrestler used it, so the fuck.
Yo. But if the wrestler didn't use it, it'd still be there.
That's beside the point. Anyway.
Yeah, don't that's not the point, me, nigga.
But Eskino.
Yep.
You remember my cousin, right? Don't say his name.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like mofos get too stereotypical out here because I stopped going to his parties because as parties he would only play trap rap because he felt like that's the only thing that his audience at his party would be interested in. And I just couldn't sit at a party while they played trap rap the whole fucking time. Nothing else.
Right.
No Michael Jackson. No anything else. No anything. It was just all trap music. I was like, man, y'all too caught up in this identity. I can't be here. I can't.
See, imagine like liking producers and a lot of people that listen to rap, we call it white people shit. And I used to say, yo, if I would pull up some of your favorite instrumentals, I would literally like make you search where it came from, and you'd be surprised where the fuck it came from.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh yeah, they be grabbing stuff from everywhere, a little bit everywhere.
Oh shit! One of my favorite producers is freaking Rick Rubin. Shit.
Yeah, like let's say you like Kick Bush by Lupe Fiasco. Most people don't know the original sample came from a Filipino woman.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
The original sample came from a Filipino woman music. Or January 28th by J. Cole. That came from an anime. And most people don't recognize there's a lot of anime samples in fucking hip hop.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Bro, they was listening to Wu-Tang and all them niggas that was sample kung fu movies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I heard those. I heard some rap songs where they sampled shit from Spider-Man and his goddamn Amazing Friends. You remember that old ass cartoon?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I heard some samples from that. Firestar, yeah. I heard some samples from that in rap songs. I was like, hold on. Is that Dr. Doom song from Spider-Man's Amazing Friends?
Exactly. So you'd be surprised. Like I tell everybody, you'd be surprised. Like Bobby Valentino, like it came from some Asian song or some shit like that, and that's like most people's favorite instrumental. That Bobby Valentino's "Tell Me," the one with the Asian. It's like you really like motherfuckers like you like they literally got to go through fucking vinyls and ciphers just to get the beat you want. Just to get the sample you want, and just for you to say it's fire, and so you can rap over it. Like it takes a lot of work.
All right, for you to be a whole, fully realized human being, you can't be stuck up in a pit. You can't be stuck up in this one little stereotype hole. Especially if you're gonna be a creator, a lot of people want to be a rapper and be a music creator. I'm like, you can't be stuck in this hole and be a creative. You gotta explore shit. So a lot of rappers, they explore a lot of shit to make those beats, and they just in general, really.
Okay. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Your music is trash.
I mean, the music.
Diversify yourself.
I don't want to say anybody's music is particularly trash. I'm just like, I feel like the culture should be allowed to expand more and not be caught up in these very specific stereotypes.
Nigga, you sound gay. This shit trash.
I just want people to understand that majority of American culture is black culture. So whatever the fuck you call white people shit, black people probably started it.
Probably. More than likely. It always comes back to that.
And shout out to Little Richard. Tutti Frutti, good booty.
Did you just say Tutti Frutti good booty? Who did you
That's the original lyrics of Tutti Frutti.
that's the original that's the really the original lyrics.
Yes, Tutti Frutti, good booty. Because he had
God
booty
damn.
and booty was good. So he sang about it.
Whack, give a dog a bone.
Yes. And I'm like,
Was
I
the
dead
booty
ass. That's
fruity?
yes, Tutti Frutti, good booty, and that's how he literally explains it when you ask him about it. He said, "I had booty, and booty was good, so I sang Tutti Frutti, good booty." Shout out
God
to
damn.
Lil Rich. Um,
Oh
you know,
God.
speaking of VH1, Tyler Perry, I believe he's in talks of buying BET and VH1, and he will be the first black owner for BET since Bob Johnson. I come to the panel. Do y'all think this is will change anything for BT, or will it get people to start watching BT again? Or
I'm
do
a
you feel
wait.
like this is where he would just dump all his shit on BT?
You know what? I'ma just wait and see because BET was already Tyler Perry network anyway, with all them damn reruns. So you know what? At this particular point in time, I'm just gonna wait and see. I'm not
I can't really
doing
see
anything.
him.
I can't really, bro. I don't have any hope. I don't have anything. I'm just gonna look,
Any
and if
expectations or
it's any
nothing?
bullshit, then I'm out. Cause right now, like
Nothing.
the BET Awards is supposed to be coming up soon,
Yeah,
and no one's really talking about it because BET's like a shell of its former self.
right.
No
So
one
like,
gives right. No one legit gives a fuck about BET
Well,
anymore.
with
And
Tyler Perry
I can't
gone,
really see him doing anything that they aren't really already doing. But at the same time though, I think Tyler Perry's a little bit more innovative than people give him credit for though.
please explain.
Well, I mean,
I
okay,
mean,
so outside of the usual stereotypes, he started showing black people in higher society, rich, well-off black folks. Did he not?
No,
Okay, so what images were you seeing? Consistent images were you seeing of black folks doing well outside of the relationship scandals in mainstream media?
bruh. All I needed to do was either watch shows like Sister, Living Single, Family
Well, yeah.
Matters, all
what are you
Okay,
that.
yes,
talking about
that's a
now?
fair point.
Tyler Perry wasn't
Well,
at that time in
those
May.
are old those are older
but
shows though.
that,
But
but see, that's the point. Hold on. Who was that just said that materialize?
Mm-hmm.
What you just said, that describes the problem right there.
Well, we
Those
also didn't
shows
have
made hold on,
Tatiana's running rampant.
wait. See, here's the thing. Those shows made it a point, because of, who was in charge of, producing and directing XYZ at the time. Those
yeah, the
shows
Cosby
were
Show. Yeah,
specifically designed to show us in a good light in a world where everyone was looking at black folk in, all these fucked up negative ways.
yeah, and ghetto
The shit
and
that we're
downtrodden.
getting now perpetrates all the bullshit stereotypes.
That is so hilarious. First of all, if we're gonna be real honest and truthful, reason why those black shows was created was for money purposes. Let's be real, all the way 100. They didn't give a damn about them black people that was on it. It
I
was
mean,
for,
that's the reason just about anything in this world is created.
and
So,
when
Yeah,
the whole media of all these networks got tired of portraying, the black stereotype, and they wanted to bring back their white stereotypes, all them shows got canceled. like damn waterfall, and it happened so quick. Even that's the same thing that happened to like even the children's network. It was a lot of the black shows that was about to be piloted out. Once it was like the cancellation of black media, it was like, boop, let's cancel these and let's go all back to our white people.
Okay,
So,
but the
but
Cosby
but
Show.
Tyler Perry now is he literally makes shows that literally brings in more black people, and he makes sure to make sure like black people are being employed, black people are being paid what they were supposed to be paid, even though they've been in movies forever, but they was getting chump change until a lot of them said some of them used to get happy if Tyler Perry put them in a movie because they knew they was gonna get a bigger check than they've ever had before. That's sad. There's some of y'all actors been in movies for how long y'all have that Tyler Perry was y'all was looking forward to being on Tyler Perry's because y'all was getting paid the right amount.
Hmm, hmm.
Like Taraji P. Henson said her biggest check was from Tyler Perry, not from
Why
Cookie.
do we hate Tyler Perry? What's wrong with Tyler Perry? What did he do?
Well,
No,
I tell
he's
you what's wrong
buying
with
out.
Tyler Perry. He's repetitive. He got repetitive plots. That's what's wrong with him.
He's in the process of buying out VH1 and BT. My only question is, you know how him and Monique is still like I don't know if they ever gonna be friends again in this lifetime. So does that mean Monique might never host BET Award or the MTV Awards since Tyler
Never
Perry is,
say
you know,
never. Never say never.
buying it out? Because she was one of the best hosts. She was funny.
But I really need people for people to give Monique her flowers because she is genuinely like the funniest woman I've ever seen.
Yeah, she
Hmm.
is.
I'm not even
She
kidding.
actually is.
Monique is
She
fucking
actually is
hilarious.
pretty fucking funny though.
Yeah, I
I,
see
And
if,
some
for
of
if,
black women in the field of comedy, she is
not
God
but
tier.
time out, not for black people, for women in the field of comedy. Because
I
ain't no
said for
white
black women.
woman.
I said for black women in the field of comedy, she's God tier.
no,
Like
but she's
she's
saying
up there.
women in comedy. Period. Isn't
In
that what you're saying?
general,
There's not
Yeah,
a
in
yeah.
white
Women.
woman in
general,
comedy that can overdo Monique and have you
None.
dying laughing like that. None.
None.
I'll give you that. The only
Monique had
white
me
female
laughing
comedian
so
I
hard
even
about
remotely
special
ever
ed
liked
kids.
was Sarah Silverman.
Oh, you talking about
Oh,
her latest
Tiffany.
joint with
Tiffany Haddish is
Yes,
funny. It's like,
I
no, let me
felt
stop
so
playing.
bad for laughing about special ed kids. I was like, Lord, we're not supposed to be laughing about slow kids.
She ain't the first to make a joke about people with disabilities or special needs or whatever. She won't be the
Man,
last.
Monique made a joke about special ed kids in this day and age, and not, it was no hoopla or nobody went and wanted to boycott it or was
What
upset
time?
about
What?
it.
Okay. What time period did that was that joke told in? Because that makes all the
In
difference.
2023,
yeah,
that
it was
was
her
her
Twenty
last
recent. It
twenty
was her
special.
three.
most recent one.
Oh, okay. All right, you win. 2023. Yeah, that's a part of sensitive era. So
Yeah, she made a whole like a whole. It was like a good 10, 15 minute like where she talked about him. It had me dying laughing. And like no one went and wanted to boycott it, was upset, outraged. Lizzo says spaz by mis or I guess spaz is, the whole, kids of autism or whatever, slow kids of America in the foreign countries of everywhere. Automatically told Lizzo she need to change her stuff, cut it out. They didn't even try with Monique.
I think Monique is a great actress, but comedy wise, I can't get past her comedy without the cursing. So
nah.
I wouldn't consider Monique as top tier.
I'm sorry.
I
In
do
this
think she's
in this day and
hilarious
age,
at
you're not a
times.
true comedian if you don't cuss. I'm sorry. I can't.
I can't,
What are
and
you talking about?
that's
That,
not true. That is so not true.
I feel like if you don't cuss, I can't relate to you. So
If
like,
you cuss,
have you
I
ever watched
cannot
any of
relate to
Bill
you.
Cosby's old stand up where he didn't cuss? Like they're
Bill
funny.
Cosby
A
stand
lot
when
of comedians
he
that
wasn't cussing
cannot
was actually
curse.
pretty
Like
funny.
he's the
Yeah.
one exception purely because you're talking about Bill Cosby, and if you know what Bill Cosby is about, like
Do
you
you
can't.
know what the children said to me?
Have you ever watched
You know
Sinbad?
what's
Sinbad don't be cursing in this joint either. Sinbad be funny.
You said what?
you know what's so funny?
Sinbad.
See, outside of a different world, I never really paid attention to Sinbad like that. So
Sinbad is a
No,
funny
you know
comedian. Funny ass comedian.
Yeah, in the '90s,
I
remember
seen
the
some of his
movies?
stuff, but like
Eddie, I think you think about Bill Cosby, people think about that Eddie Murphy. You can't say Phil Thorne in front of people.
you know what's crazy is for how long we done talked about Bill Cosby, I never knew him as a comedian until today.
Yeah, he did stand.
I
He did a few, but I don't think he did that many stand ups really.
Mostly specials, right?
but I didn't know he was
He had a
ever
few
a
specials.
comedian.
He had
he's
I
some
only
audio
met
he's
him.
tapes. He had this one video cassette tape or VHS tape that I could think of, but it wasn't a whole lot of it. He was mostly like comedy, like skits and the Cosby Show and stuff like that.
yeah.
It's crazy how a lot of our black actors back in the days of the 1900 era, you
I'm
don't
gonna need
realize it
you to
now.
change that statement right the hell now. You stop calling me these hellholes.
No,
Oh
I'm
man,
saying to be honest, they all have to be
could
comedians
let
to
it
get into
slide.
the industry. Like all the male actors
Did he? Did he though?
were
Because
all comedians to get into
Not
the
ne-
industry.
not necessarily.
what
Nah,
about
not
I Spy? Wasn't
necessarily.
I Spy his first thing? Maybe
I
was it?
think
I don't
so.
know. Not sure.
One of his first, and there was that
One of his first. Yeah, that was one
movie.
of his first most known things that he was doing. I think comedy might have came after that, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the whole story about Bill Cosby, but it'd be interesting to know though.
Good old
Should I
dude.
have 5 children?
I'm not a fan of his at all, but I ain't mad at the purchase, yo. I dig the hustle.
Who?
Tyler Perry.
Cosby? Oh,
Tyler
Tyler
Perry.
Perry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a fan of Tyler Perry either. But I mean, I guess the question is, what do you think he's going to do with BET? You think it's going to be in better hands because of him, or worse?
I ain't
Probably
gonna
can't be
say.
Like
worse.
Fire said, let's just wait and see what he does with it. Just leave it be. Let that shit lie where it
I,
lay,
I
man.
don't think it can get any worse than what
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think
He's
it could get
doing with
worse.
it.
I just don't want him to dump many of his shows. I mean, he has a studio, so you can like put other shows on other than his. I just don't want it to be like a place where you can just dump all his shows and all his movies and shit because you know
Don't
it's
BT do that now?
yeah, and that's the problem
That's
because
why
ever
he
since
said what he said.
yeah, because after Bob Johnson sold it, because BT used to have a bunch of shows and a bunch of a bunch of shit that was kind of creative at one point, and then next thing you know, after he's Bob Johnson sold BET, shit went downhill. Like hell, even
I hope.
I don't want it to be a dump truck of Tyler Perry shows and movies that he's just putting on there.
I hope he really diversifies BET, like, and not make it
I
just a
hope he
bunch of
don't.
romance, not just a
I
bunch
hope
of
he
music
don't
videos and romance
diversify
comedies.
BET.
I
Bro,
still
You
want to
know
know
what?
why you guys don't like Tyler Perry.
I
I'm
like
still
Tyler.
trying to
I
figure out
like
what the problem is.
We
What's the
don't
beef?
hate him, but he got repetitive plots in his movies.
Right.
His movies is just so fucking repetitive. It's like the same thing over and over again, but slightly different class of people, and that's about it. Like that's all. That's as much changes as he puts his Medea character up in the mix in there somewhere with Mr. Brown, and then it's the same fucking movie over and over again, just slightly different. slightly different settings, different houses, same plot for the most part,
So you know
same
what my
genre,
thing?
same genre.
I don't think Tyler
I've always
Perry.
said this: when Tyler Perry hits, he hits. When he doesn't, he doesn't. That's the thing.
I will say, I'm gonna say this
But
about
there's
Tyler Perry.
nobody doing it like Tyler Perry. There's nobody on Perry's level. Like, I mean, for us to to have someone like Tyler Perry from like our own people doing it as big as he's doing it, I don't understand why why we have the greatest critique about that rather than promote it in such a positive
Well,
way.
I mean,
Can I
It's
answer that?
always a
Can I
negative.
answer that question?
If we our own
I
people
got
hate
that
on
question.
each other, that doesn't make any sense.
Can I answer
Okay,
that question?
go
Go
ahead,
I
go
got
ahead,
ahead.
a
Father. You
I got an
first.
answer for that too. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
you first.
So,
Father first. Father first. Father first.
so Tyler Perry started off great. When you watch his plays and his early movies,
Oh my
he was
god.
great.
Oh
The
my god.
issue is that he got lazy. And you can
Yeah.
tell he
hmm
got lazy
Oh my.
because he
hmm
started making shows with the same fucking characters in the damn shows and the movies.
hmm hmm
For example, name how many Tyler Perry movies have the struggling mother with a whole bunch of kids that were raised right? How many
Let
movies
me.
is there?
That's
Yo.
pretty much what I was saying. Was same plot with slightly different
Mm.
settings. But
How
yeah,
many movies can you name a Medea going off on children? How many?
Father. Yo. I.
It,
But
it,
How
How
it,
many?
many
it,
real
I
life
mean,
Mm.
incidents
company
can
and
we
I was
cowboy
name?
gonna say.
burn the cigarette
How
on her
many
head.
real life
But
incidents can we
listen,
name?
No,
it's
hold on.
so
I got one
funny
more.
that
I got
on
one
one
more. I
end,
got I got
go
one more.
ahead.
I got one more. Name how many Tyler Perry movies where there's some type of celebration and it gets crashed. Name how many? They're
okay.
the same fucking movies all the time. He got
Right.
lazy.
Yo.
That's the critique.
Okay.
That's it. They're
Okay.
like, that's it.
This guy.
No.
Okay.
Yo.
And Michiko, I want to ask you this question. Um, and I won't even use white directors. I will compare it to other black directors. Would you put Tyler Perry above Spike Lee?
Ouch.
I wouldn't
Seriously.
personally.
Yeah,
Ouch.
Yeah.
Why?
I
Yeah.
Not
would.
for his, not
Why
for his
can't why
creativity.
can't both of them be
That,
great? Spike
No.
Lee is in
No.
his
No.
lane and Tyler Perry's in his lane.
Yo. It's
Spike
all
Lee came in
subjective.
a different time. Tyler Perry is modern day. But see, it's so funny that we keep saying that we want someone to tell our story, but as soon as they start telling the same stories different ways, we have a problem with it. Like that still
Okay,
doesn't make
okay.
any sense.
I got something I want to add to that. Like it's cool to be black and to be doing your thing and doing good, doing the business good and paying black people and all that stuff. But me personally, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people probably feel the same way. If you're not doing things that's interesting to me, I don't really care that much. Like you can be black and be making movies and all stuff and be fine. But if you're not making movies I'm into, I don't really care as much. Like I can acknowledge you and give you your props like, oh, you're doing this and you're black and you're an entrepreneur and you making movies, got your own movie studio. Great. But are you making movies I want to go to the movie theaters and see?
Yeah, same here. I can relate to that
Tyler
100%.
Perry Tyler Perry really isn't doing that for me. And I'm pretty sure there's other people that feel the same way. I think that's the general critique. I
Yeah.
think he needs to diversify
I just,
the
I just
type of movies he makes.
I
Cause
just don't want him to be cheap with his shit. He has his own studio. He shouldn't be cheap with his own shit. Like
Yeah.
it shouldn't like his movies literally take a week or two to do. Like it's literally like the
mhm.
last couple of movies. It took him like 2 weeks to finish.
They're
But
very low budget movies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like Father said at the beginning, he's like his plays, right? I remember that's how I first saw him. I don't remember where I was. It was a long time ago, but I remember catching it. I was like, okay, this is funny. But then it was gone. You know, I caught a few of them, and like fast forward, he's big now, and he's got movies and shit like that. And I just remember watching them and seeing them. I'm like, it doesn't move the needle. It's not what I experienced before, and and it was
Yeah.
cheap and shit. You know. So I'm like, what? So I just never felt what I felt the first time when I first saw it. that's straight up it. I don't. You know, there are some things I can point out that I don't agree with in this shit, but I can say that about people I do like or things I do enjoy. So but like straight up, generally, I do not. It does not. He does not move the needle. Yeah.
I truly, in my heart, believe
I
that
dig it also, just not him.
I truly, in my heart, believe that black people will accept and root for you when you are at your lowest and moving up. But the moment you get up there, y'all get to becoming the biggest set of haters.
I'm telling
Like
you,
you
fact.
can't do
I do
I
not
would
like
care
agree.
what color
some
this
people.
man is.
I
You
disagree. I
cannot
disagree.
win with black
I don't
people.
care. This
That's
is
just
art,
it.
yo.
I would
I
like
disagree.
I
Tyler
don't
Perry
have
better.
I
Subjective.
don't have a problem with Tyler Perry. Um, I know, and I know y'all exhausted because that's the story of a black person life. Let's be honest. Black, like acronyms, a black woman taking care of a man, holding down her man while he, go to school. He try to get the that is it's a billion black women like that. So we can say that same story, 500 different versions of the same story.
Somebody's
There's a
gonna
black
relate to
woman that
it.
has there's a black woman that's sitting in the house right now who got 5 kids by 4 different baby daddies, struggling on Section 8. She ready to throw one of them kids out the window, or she did, and in prison. There's a black woman that's right there.
Yo, like I said,
But to be honest, before Tyler Perry, black women wasn't really getting like they wasn't getting mainstream for real. They wasn't. They was like you had to be light skinned. He puts a lot of more darker girls on shows, and
Man,
I'm
it's
proud of
light
him for that.
skinned.
Uh,
I'm proud of him for
usually the
that.
bad guys though.
And yeah, the Medea plays is not the same as the movies. That's understandable because the Medea plays were made for plays, but some Medea plays now are definitely I would say, oh, it's not the same as the struggle in the old days when Medea used to have them plays with the bad
Did,
wigs.
So what does enjoying it have to do with telling the story? For it
hmm.
to like,
also,
because
also,
nobody's
sports.
mad at the story. It's like if you enjoy it or not, right? Or enjoy his
But
work. Like it's not the
it
same
is
because
someone's
his story
story
was
though.
told before and it was
Uh,
enjoyed.
all
And
right,
then
My
but
thing is,
afterward,
it's
it
not
wasn't
even
really
about.
enjoyed, but
I
the stories are
I
being
I
told. It ain't about
understand
that.
everybody's opinion. My thing is just when it comes to like black people doing something on a certain level, we always nitpicking what's good, what's not. It should be better, should be this. Like I mean, this is just the beginning. I mean, somebody's gonna come in and do it better than the, Tyler Perry did. But the point is, we don't have to be such the. I mean, so negative about the man. Like, give him
mm,
a
I would
chance.
like
I
to say
mean,
that
come
about a
he
lot of
had
on.
a
white
chance.
people.
He's
I
I
don't.
Tyler
can
Perry
say
been
that
around for a
about a
long
lot
time.
of
I
white
won't.
people.
I don't really call it
I was a
negative. I
young
think
man. I
it's
was
just.
a young man when Tyler Perry came out, and I'm in my mid 30s now. Tyler Perry been out for a long time. He
Oh,
had a
he's been
chance.
out for a while. He's been out since I was in
Right.
high
Hmm.
school.
Yeah. And I don't even think it's just like being negative, but like I think Father said, you can sell the complacency when you see it. Like,
Hmm.
and this is why I was comparing it to other black directors, not even the white ones. Like John Singleton, he switched it up. Keenan Ivory Wayans, he's had
Even
many
Spike
movies
Lee
with
switched it up
different,
though.
Oh yeah.
like Keenan Ivory Wayans, like he has different movies that had different plots. He don't put his family in there, but he had different plots. Like Blank Man is not different from Low Down Dirty Shane. I think that was
Didn't Spike Lee make Meteor Man?
yeah. No, that was Robert Townsend. I think.
Yeah, Robert
Oh,
Townsend.
that
Who
was
is
okay.
yeah? Who is another black producer, which Bill Cosby kind of like helped with out there. Like I've
But
seen
Spike
other
Lee
black
was known
directors
Very
for
that
good.
try
making
to.
Spike Lee was known for making freedom fighter movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he was.
but he also
Y'all
made.
would have been exhausted and tired now if y'all was seeing that.
Now, what about that
Huh?
one with
You
Denzel
know
and
what?
the trumpet? What was that one called again?
But
Uh,
isn't Tyler Perry in the like
Bo Better Blues. Bo
sci-fi?
Better
Oh
Blues.
yeah.
Isn't
Bo
Tyler
Better
Perry
Blues.
in the sci-fi?
No,
No.
He was in Star Trek.
he
Yeah,
was.
I think he is. I think he is.
Yeah.
I think he's a
He said
nerd.
he was.
Why don't
He
he
said he
make?
was Ninja Turtles as well.
Now, the day Tyler Perry makes a fucking nerd movie, I'm gonna be skeptical.
I
Okay,
would love for
I'm
him to
just
make a
saying.
nerd movie,
I
and
think
But
he is a nerd. I think he is. I just don't think
Hey,
that
well, he
he
did play Baxter
back
Stockman
to
in the
Stockman.
Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's a
I
nerd.
think he has it. That's what I'm saying. I think he has it in him, but
I
we just
just
like
hold on, because my thing is like, see, I mean, I feel like you'll need to see what we're talking about. Go watch A Fall from Grace, and then next
oh
week
my
we're going
god.
to talk about it. Go watch A Fall from Grace from Tyler Perry, and we are going to talk about it.
What is the Fall from Grace?
See,
What is
you're the second
It's on
person,
Netflix.
it's
That's
and
a
Yeah,
hold
it's
on,
on
Finish
Netflix.
it.
hold on,
I'm not
wait a
saying
minute,
anything
Father, hold
else.
on,
Watch
It's
that
on,
movie.
wait,
it's on
Father,
Netflix.
didn't he create a movie about some girl who got a STD or something? Didn't
That's
he do one of
Temptation.
that? That's not different.
that's
That's Temptation.
that's
That's
temptation.
that is
Temptation.
that's
And
that's
she had,
That
that's
was
a
a
bit
good
different.
movie, by the
Yep.
way. I don't care
that's
what you
But
say.
that
Temptation.
was
It
a
was
And she
alright.
got
didn't
AIDS.
didn't Tyler Perry make that though?
That was
Yeah.
Yeah,
Temptation.
Yeah,
And
that
she had
that
AIDS.
was one
And
of
he
his
got
was
AIDS.
films.
him, and
Yeah,
yeah,
but y'all say he got to make something different. Wasn't that
It's
something
not
different? Oh, that wasn't what
it's
y'all
not
was
even
expecting.
that. It's not even different. It's just you
Yeah.
when there's quality involved, you know when it's quality and you know when something is lazy. Nigga, I'm not
My,
asking the nigga to go write the next 3 Lord of the Rings movie. Just give me some quality. That's
Hey, if he
Well,
it.
was to
Marvel
do
been
that though, if
for
he
a
was to
whole
do
two
that though,
years.
he'd be the goat. If he made someone on a level of Lord of the Rings, he would be the goat. I would sing his praises every week. Man,
And
my,
that
it's
Tyler
For the
Perry, you
past,
saw that shit? He'd be the next J.R.R. Tolkien. I'd be like, man, this man,
yeah,
he did the thing.
yeah, but
Or
to your
even
point,
Collateral.
What
Something
about
that the lead
Yeah,
Jordan
in
right.
Collateral.
Peele?
Jordan
I like
Peele's
his
cool.
movies. I like all his
I
movies.
wish a black man would come out and make something on that scale. I'd be the proudest motherfucker out here.
I like Jordan Peele's movies, even if they confuse the fuck out of me. I do like it because the fact they are different.
He's like Shamhammer, yo.
No, but
Yeah,
that's what I like about his movies. You gotta like watch them like more than once to notice.
yeah, you got to watch them more than once to get it. I like Ryan Coogler.
There,
Like Ryan
there's
Coogler's a dope
it's a
director.
message in there. You
I
just
know,
gotta,
Yeah, Ryan
yeah.
Coogler.
I know
So,
this direct. I know this director gets on father's nerves sometimes, but she is good as
Don't
well.
say it.
You know,
Don't
Wade,
say it. Oh my god.
who?
Lena Waithe.
Black trauma extraordinaire, Lena Waithe.
oh, the one who made the five brothers that went to prison for being
What
out in
about
them streets
Shonda
of
No,
Rhimes?
that
That's
no,
another.
that was not her. That was what's her Ava DuVernay or whatever her name was. Ava DuVernay,
oh
is that her name?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
Ava
was.
DuVernay.
Yeah.
Ava DuVernay.
They
Which is
they all
another
starting to
black
blend in
woman.
together. Shonda Rhimes, she makes good movies. She
Shonda
makes like
Rhimes
Nah,
is
Shonda Rhimes
diverse
interesting.
got a coon
movies.
spirit. She got a coon spirit. I don't trust her.
No, she does
She
not.
got
Yes,
the
she
spirit of
does.
the raccoon.
Who?
Oh my
Man,
God.
I ain't say she was a
Is
coon. I
it
said she
because
got a coon
she
spirit.
has a is it because she always got
Does she
a
the
biracial love
No.
like
It's
does
not
love
she
even
have
scene
that.
the
going
for
on?
does
It's
she
not
have the
even that.
foreshadowing?
No, it's not even that. It's the way they.
wait a minute.
That did not just happen.
What?
They did not.
Nah.
Just
That's like he got sniped.
Father. Just,
Dang.
They did not just
Ooh,
oh
fucking
Jesse must have
shit!
been done with you,
ass.
Father. She
I'm a
must have been done with
Oh
you because she
shit!
just felt it in her spirit.
yenu
You was about
yum
to
Shonda
say
Rhimes.
something
yenu yum
disrespectful.
boom
Okay,
yenu
What's
yum.
so
happening?
Send me cash though. Boom.
apparently, Jitsi is a Tyler Perry fan.
Nah, but I'm gonna get what I need to say
No,
before fall.
because he was about to say something about Shonda Rhimes and her being. He not say it, so she don't
The
get beat
coon
up.
spirit. There's a coon
No,
spirit.
no. You heard what he said about Tyler Perry. Jitsi wasn't having it. Jitsi was just
But
waiting for the
Shonda
right time to
Rhimes.
strike, man. Come on,
Dion, I
But
think
no,
he stopped paying
I'll give
attention
this.
for a long time ago.
no. It's
Dion, I
not
No,
think
I
he
even
was
the
really
paying
stopped
attention.
paying attention.
I was paying attention.
No, he was talking about Shonda
And the
Rhimes, Dion.
I
No.
know, but I think what triggered what just happened was the Tyler Perry thing.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Well,
just
Dion, you gotta
saying.
tell me what you smoke.
I'm just
Tell me.
saying. Oh no, I think he got Jitsi too. He's gone.
Oh god, now I'm scared. Now I'm scared. This ain't looking
Lord, they
good. Yo,
Jesse kicking people.
this
I
is
swear to
some
God, it's
I
not me. I swear to y'all, it's not me. It's not.
some Jordan Peele shit.
Just say get out. Jesse said,
Yeah. Jitsi said you're wrong. So material life, you can definitely hold that over Dion head because he got sniped for that shit.
I'll tell you. She got just
Bruh.
don't have a problem with, but she not gonna let you disrespect
I better not talk about no goddamn Shonda Rhimes.
I'm
Oh,
telling you.
Bruh.
oh
He said,
shit.
first of
No,
all,
because
Tina, you
it
don't
get
know
to
what
a
you speaking
no,
on. I
because
know what I'm talking
sometimes
about.
it get to a point where some of her characters they appear so desperate when it comes to that one particular character who is not of her
Hmm.
particular race. That's all I'm saying. They like if they're married, if they're in a relationship, cool. But the fact that they're always so desperate or they're always so like pressed over the nigga is what makes me upset. I don't want to see fucking Kerry Washington's lip quiver every single time Fitz's name gets mentioned in fucking Scandal. You think that shit's cute?
Scandal was unmatched. I'm not even gonna lie. That was a
Yeah,
great series.
It got
no. The
stupid in
amount,
the later season.
bro, she got
Oh
so
my god.
stupid in the later seasons, and I'm like, you really gonna let this motherfucker who let his wife fucking take the Oval Office? Like, I'm even spoiling, but I don't give a fuck anymore because that shit pissed me off. That shit really fucking pissed me off.
Oh, so this
I
is
gave
personal.
No, it's not even that it's
No,
personal. It's just like
everything is
when I'm
personal.
watching a good show, because Scandal started off so good. I was
Oh my
invested. I was
god.
like, okay, this is
Incredible.
good. And then the stupid shit started happening. And then her father had to come in and try to correct her ass, and she still didn't want to listen. I was so upset.
I think you know what I think the problem is.
Hello.
Yeah,
What?
You get sniped too, Clarks?
Yeah, yeah. It just got
I
real
think he got
quiet after
sniped too.
father said
No.
something.
Actually, no, he's still here. He probably just night.
Uh,
I
uh,
think I think she accidentally took you off and then realized wait, it wasn't you, so she had to like go back and find father.
bro.
But I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but
say this
what y'all
one
talking about
thing.
now?
You know what I think the problem is? It's in black I guess producers or directors, whatever, right? Because the thing is when they start to go a little bit to like, woke city, that's when we all start to be a little bit irritated with them and we like notice it
Woke
so quick.
City.
Yeah. But when white actors do the same ridiculous stunts,
Hold on, that's a movie.
like
Woke City.
no.
I'm confused.
So okay, let's bring it back because you got lost a long time ago. So we were
Yeah.
talking about Shonda Rhimes, how she like always brings in these little coon mm, that
I just said she had a coon spirit. That's all.
The coon spirit.
yeah. And so then we talked about Scandal, how how it started getting weird with the love and the white relationship. Because she all her movies always have an interracial relationship.
That's what
Like
I'm
Yeah, I
I
get tired. I get tired of seeing that on TV in general. Honestly.
I'm
but
And
But
I
saying.
don't
yeah,
watch
I'm
her
not
movies.
sure.
Commercials.
Is she married to a white man? I'm not sure because I don't know. She always have an. But I
I
feel
thought
like
she
it's not like
gay.
that in the beginning.
Isn't
I
Shonda
don't
Rhimes
know.
gay?
I don't know.
Lena Waithe
I
is
don't
gay.
even know how she looked like.
Oh, okay.
Lena
Honestly
Waithe
Must be
is
speaking,
gay.
fucking
that's
someone
I
Are
can't
else.
you
even.
serious?
See you yesterday. That's what it was called. Okay.
But I
She's
feel
not
like it,
married.
it
I
it
don't
don't
think she's
always
married.
start like that. To be honest, I think all the black movies don't always automatically start like or TV shows don't start with like interracial or like a gay scandal or anything like that. It just all of a sudden it just gets there. I don't know if it's the networks they're on that forces them into that atmosphere,
oh,
but
that's
it
most
just gets
networks
there,
these
and
days.
then they lose all the black people that was following the show instantly. It's like bloop bloop bloop. They just start falling off.
Networks these days actually give they send money to the stations for having like woke, well, quote unquote woke themes in their shows. That's like by like interracial relationships, gay relationships, strong independent female characters, boss chick characters. They get money for that stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but
it's
I
not a
also feel like
coincidence that they always got it in shows. They have a
that
word
that's
for it.
when they tired of a show doing too much, getting a lot of bags. Then all of a sudden they like bring in some woke city stuff, and then boom, the show is struggling
Proud
real
Family.
quick.
Struggle.
Proud Family.
Say that again. What was it? What was that show you said, Raymond?
I said Proud Family.
Proud Family.
Call Proud Family.
Proud Family. Oh yeah, Proud Family. When they came to Disney Plus and they did that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. People didn't like that woke shit, even though like that show is unapologetically black to begin with. But
It's black, but when I was watching, well, I was young, so I probably didn't catch everything that was going on in the show when I was watching when I was a kid. But it wasn't that hand fisted like that Disney joint was started off being anyway.
I don't know, because there was literally an episode, there was a Kwanzaa episode that was super black, and then there was an episode where like she goes back in time and segregation days and some shit like that. There was that episode.
They
This was
always
on
But
the
did
you
that.
talking
original
about the
show.
original Proud Family
Shows
though?
always did
Yeah,
that,
that's the
especially
original
black
Proud Family.
families.
Yeah, she went back and she fucking gets a
Yeah,
concussion
but
and goes
okay.
back in time during segregation. That was that one. There was a Kwanzaa episode, and then the whole Michael is the sissy thing. There was a bunch of woke shit in there. And
Michael is a
Yeah,
what?
but
sissy,
A
sissy.
sissy. Like,
Yes,
okay. But yeah,
before
I
they
feel
start
like
calling
we
people
also
gay.
have to remember it was a different time. Like back then versus now, it was a different. Back then, black people who had black shows, who was making shows about for black people by black people. Well, white actors, aka. But it was like, they wanted to show, rich black people, well-off black people. Like it wasn't about showing drug dealers on TV or like gang members. It was like showing educated black people on TV.
yeah. Back then, yeah, they was doing that on the
Now,
family shows.
all the shows you see now is either a gang member or reality TV or scripted TV, where it's like, or um, black people
Something scandalous. Like what's
who's
that show? What was that show? Hustle and what was that show with the guy that used to Terrence? What's that guy that used to play War Machine, but then they
Empire.
kicked him
Terrence
out.
Howard.
You're thinking of Empire.
Terrence Howard.
Empire. Yeah, Terrence Howard.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mhm.
my God. No. No.
or yeah, or a musician. Like
She fixed
that's the only thing they expect from black people. Like all the stuff they play us now is
she
what they want
fixed
us to stay at.
I remember back in those days, like if there was gangsters and shit, it was just part of the lesson, like not to do this shit, right?
yeah,
That
yeah.
nigga, boy, that nigga put his fucking child in the trash.
Oh, because he was gay, right? That was the gay,
Yes.
the
He
gay.
was
Yeah,
wearing.
yeah. I remember that a little bit.
It's
I
not
don't think
funny, but
they
it's
change anything,
funny.
though.
I don't
I don't want
understand.
them to change anything. I want them to keep the gangsters and the hoes and everybody on the channel,
Mhm.
because the ones that are like tied into that like 8 hours a fucking day, why would I want them in competition with me? Like, stay
She's like
watching that
thin
shit.
the herd, yo.
Stay watching that shit. Cause
I can't.
even with Tyler Perry buying BET, he's just gonna make it go on steroids. And I love that shit. So keep
I
doing
don't
what
think
you
Tyler
fucking
Perry's
doing.
gonna do that. I think Tyler Perry's gonna be more. I don't know. I think Tyler Perry's gonna be more positive with
Well, I
his
hope they bring
stuff.
back that. What's that Sunday's Best on BET? Isn't that what it used
It
to
was
be?
Sunday's best. It was Sunday's best. Yeah.
Sunday's Best. What is that?
That's for
American Idol
Christian.
for gospel singers.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
And then like,
that's exactly what the black community needs.
y'all don't think Tyler Perry stuff? Y'all don't think Tyler Perry will take BT in a little bit more of a positive direction?
I
I
You
will.
don't
don't
well,
think
think
so?
BET
so.
I
already
do.
in a
Is that
positive
what they think
direction.
they're doing
We ain't got
anyway?
no examples.
I do.
What
I mean,
Hmm.
what negative direction BT at? Because BT ain't got no shows for real. They ain't got nothing going on. So what negative direction they at? All they
Music
do is play
videos.
reruns.
yeah.
Reruns of Love and Basketball, Baby Boy, Love Jones. What's give me some more black people movie.
Yeah,
Don't
but
be a
the thing about
menace.
all of that is,
Don't
but the
be.
problem with all of that is they're all censored, so they're not worth watching anyway. You try
No, they're
watching The
not
Wood
censored.
on
They
BET,
still look the same. BT play the same reruns all day long on repeat,
you
nonstop.
can't watch The Wood
They ain't got
censored.
no
It's
TV
impossible.
shows.
Yeah, I don't think Top Perry gonna give him some new shows or develop some new shows or something.
I mean,
Like
he
I
ain't got
said,
a
I don't
choice.
want it to be a
We
dump
need
truck of his shows. I want to see some different
Yeah,
shit.
but like he might develop
let's
some new
let's
shows.
let's be
He might
100% honest. BET don't never have enough shows. It's only one thing that used to keep BET alive back in the days, and that was 106 in Park. And they kept it alive for the longest. And then
And
they had went and got
Rap City
the
Basement,
game TV
Rap
show,
City
and that
Basement.
kept it alive for the longest. BET don't never have no consistency of enough anything.
Bring back Comic View. Maybe I just want my comedy. Just bring back Comic View. That's all I ask.
Yeah, that was night. Common View kept BET alive at nighttime. But
Yeah.
Yeah, we still
and
reruns of Martin Lawrence and Good
and I
Times. Gee,
that's all BET did was sit and give us reruns. They ain't give us nothing new.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
the
only
Wayans brothers is now on the
anytime they
reunion.
did
did
it,
they
they
got
only have
Sanford and
one good
Son?
show at a time. They can only do one good show at a time. BT can't give us 20 good shows. That's why VH1 was outselling their butt and MTV because BT just could not give us anything.
You know one thing I like that BET did do. I like that little that Black Panther little animation that they did. Did y'all ever see that?
I did. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, it was pretty much the
When
comic
did
book.
they do that?
Oh, this was back in like
12,
2010,
12.
12. Yeah,
Yeah, so.
yeah. They pretty much took the comic books like page for page and animated it.
Hmm.
It was the comic books based around him in Wakanda, not when he like popped up and beat the shit out of the Fantastic Four and shit like that, or when he was doing
Why they stop
cameos with
doing
the
that?
Avengers. Why did they
Event
stop?
ratings.
Hmm.
Ratings were low.
Ratings, yeah,
Which was sad
Yeah,
because
because they don't advertise nothing.
yeah,
which
they
was
didn't.
sad
They
because
didn't.
they actually had
That's true.
celebrities doing voiceovers because I think Digimon Hunsu was Black Panther, if I was correct.
Yeah,
Uh,
the
the-
first scene they showed was with Captain America trying to infiltrate Wakanda for whatever reason. I forgot what the reason was, but
He
Black
did
Panther came
one.
up and beat the shit out of him with like two moves.
Yeah. I
I was
remember
like,
But
oh,
the
that.
that's
crazy
a bad.
thing, BT took a TV show that was on the CW, the game. It moved to BT and the ratings just started dropping. Because BT don't advertise nothing. They just expect stuff to just fly
To
out the
just be
show.
successful just off of its existence.
Also, the game was
Exactly.
pretty stupid. I don't care what anyone say. The game
Well,
was.
it wasn't stupid when it was on the CW because
Yes,
it
it
was like,
was.
no, it
yes,
wasn't.
yes, it was.
All y'all filmmakers on here,
Matter
y'all
of
need to go
fact.
to hell. All
No,
of
but the
y'all.
game did not lose rating because they moved to BT. The game lost rating because they removed the main characters out of the show. So when the girl from Sister Sister was no longer part of the cast and Dorian left, it was like, what's the point? They was the highlight of the whole entire show. So why
Yeah,
would you remove
that's
them?
what happens when you do stuff like that too.
Yeah, that was so stupid.
When you remove like the main characters that brought everybody to the show, like completely
But
remove them.
Why'd they remove
Yeah,
him?
Yeah.
no, they
Why'd they
should have
Contract,
been
remove him?
removed because
contract was,
Then they
contract
when
was.
they
added
moved to BE,
Brandy, they added Lauren London. It was just a mess at that point.
So
You
is
no,
the
just can't
issue
do that.
between
I
them
don't blame
and
them
BT?
leaving. Yeah, BT because BT had them doing weird stuff. Like they
Oh,
got over there and they just started doing weird stuff, and I was like,
so it is BT's
what
fault.
show is this?
The game, which was
it
always, which is always
was,
trash. The game was always trash to me. I'm sorry. As a person that loved girlfriends, the game was always trash. I'm sorry.
Nah, the game was good. It was nice. I like it.
I'm sorry. You believe?
you know what? I'm tired of all y'all filmmaking on this podcast today. Y'all just doing too much. Y'all being too
What?
critical of
The
of
game.
of all these black filmmakers.
The,
Let them be.
Tyler
The
Perry needs to
game.
expand
Could have
genre.
brought up
His
Shaft.
genre.
Bro would have said the same thing, yo.
Ray, with the game, what episode did you watch too? Like, did you just
Episode 1.
I watched all 3 seasons. I literally did a review on it on my channel. I literally did a review. I watched the when it was coming out on Netflix. So The early ones, like the ones with Tia. I think it was Tia. It was Tia.
Yes, it was
Yeah,
Tia.
with Tia,
One of
Mary,
the
and
sisters.
Dorian, and all that. And I sat through, and I was like, "This is not good." I don't think it.
Was
I
it
just
about relationships or like
yeah, yeah. It's about football, balancing football and relationships and shit. Like she
right?
was going, she was going to med school, and Dorian was a fucking rookie. He was a rookie wide receiver and some shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you.
upcoming athlete
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then
trying to
and
make
then
it big.
and then Dorian gets a other chick pregnant and some other stupid shit. They turn fucking Tia Murray into a whore, and then just yeah, I know I'm true. You know I'm telling the truth.
I told you it
She
started
was
getting weird.
sexually
I was like, I'm out of
liberated.
here.
Okay, that's how you know I watched the whole fucking season. I was just
All
like,
right, all right.
why the fuck is Melanie a whore now? It's like she was a good girl and
Yeah.
she turned into a whore.
Mm.
Yeah,
They had to go. They was like, it's when it started getting weird. One thing about Tia, when things start to get weird, her and her sister, they both be out of there very
yeah.
fast. When when they feel the spirit is shifting weirdly somewhere, they be out of there. They're like, yeah, I'm out. In this
That
contract right now.
that
I don't
explains
need
the
this.
match. It's like any last words before we move on to our next topic.
You
No.
know what? I'm proud of all black film directors in the world of today and in the past because way, way, way back when there was none of us there. And
And
now look how much
lying
there is
far,
now.
far away.
You know, now that you mentioned
And
that, I also want to give a shout out to Nollywood. Very instrumental in my childhood.
I love
what is
Nollywood.
I don't even
You
what's
know
know,
what that
the
is.
Nollywood?
Yeah, I'm about to say I don't know what
Nigerian
that is.
Nigerian movies.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I hear that those are good. Actually, I hear that those are very good.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
really good.
It's a hit and
I
miss
need to
here and
actually
there.
try one
They're
one day.
really good. It's just that their lace fronts are bad, but that's just my opinion.
The
and
lace
they're
one.
very long. They are very long.
Very
You will
long.
sit
Oh
there.
my gosh. You'll
They
be
are
watching a
very
whole
long.
movie like for a whole week straight.
Yeah.
but isn't a lot of Nollywood movies be on Tubi
Maybe
To
on
be,
YouTube.
to be, you
I
said.
don't know
You said
about
to
Tubi,
be.
but I know they're on YouTube heavy.
and on Netflix heavy, but a
Oh yeah,
lot
And
of
they're on
them
Netflix
now,
be
heavy.
on Tubi.
now they're on Netflix heavy.
Well, Netflix, to be honest, they slowly just taking everybody's stuff and putting it on Netflix.
Yeah, they got a lot of Bollywood movies on Netflix nowadays too.
Hmm
Somewhat recently.
Netflix, they going to everybody's country talking about what movies y'all got to give us. Let's put it on.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Nollywood. Has anyone seen the video with the Daily Rock crew with Umar
You
and
know, I did.
yeah.
Nah.
What
So
is
I didn't see it.
well, I'll play a little snippet for you because this is because
If Dr. Umar is included, I know it's about to be something good.
so yeah, it got
Go ahead, play
uh,
clips. Play the clips.
yeah, I got one little clip of it. It's like a minute long, so but it was mostly what everybody's been talking about. And can you guys see it?
yes.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
see it.
all right. And this is the one thing because they was talking about the responsible for the behavior in black women, and Umar gave his opinion. And here we go.
I can't hear it.
Ah,
No
shit.
sound.
My bad, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad.
Oh, still can't hear him. Is everybody there?
Yeah, but I ain't hearing it.
Okay.
What are y'all seeing on the screen? Because mine's black.
Ray, you're muted, by the way.
Maybe that could be it.
Oh,
That could be.
hold up. Did y'all didn't hear that?
We didn't hear anything, Ray.
You were muted. You were muted, so I don't know if that has something to do with it or not. But no, we didn't hear anything.
Hold on, that probably okay. All right, let me
Try
try it.
again.
My apologies.
He said some
Okay,
interesting stuff, though.
We'll start.
And I'm telling you, black men are responsible.
I am
and
not.
when I say help them raise them children, I don't mean you as the stepdad.
No, yeah,
I mean you as an active member in the community. She got masculine because she had to become masculine in order to deal with the rape, the abuse, the domestic violence, the disappointments that men had in her life, and also raising those kids and have to take care of herself all at the same time. The black woman has been the be all in all in our community for half of a century. And now we want to turn around and say because she didn't do it perfectly enough or remain feminine enough where she had to absorb our responsibilities plus her own, that's insensitive and disingenuous. And
did that come in? Did y'all hear that?
Yeah,
we heard it.
We heard it.
What are your thoughts?
You know
Isn't
how I
that-
feel about Dr. Umar.
I vote him for president. Yes,
Isn't
I'm
that the
voting.
point of? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, saying isn't that the point of what we see now, what we're talking about now? Like now we're basically bringing us out of that type of mindset
What mindset?
of what Umar was saying. I'm basically agreeing with him.
Man, well, I'm done.
Shit.
I don't know if I can take you serious or not. You said what mindset. And I don't know if you serious or you just joking.
Oh, you talking about me? Oh, no. He said a mindset. I was like, what mindset exactly are you talking about? Because context is key. But he's talking about pretty much. He's agreeing with what he was saying. Is like he's saying that he agrees that you can't, I guess, criticize their masculine behavior because they had to support the community or
And I'm not,
some shit like that.
Now, I mean, you can criticize it, but at the same time, you have to understand where it comes from and know how to deal with it properly. You know.
Yeah, but D-Wolf, empathy has gone out the fucking window. A lot of
Some
motherfuckers
need
now.
tough love. I get it.
No, but a lot of motherfuckers, and they are motherfuckers, like to go on podcasts and put down the black woman, yet they came out of one. You know what I mean? And then they go into the world thinking that they can
Well,
replicate.
we dealt with them.
Coming out of somebody doesn't
I'm not
excuse
even
or
finished.
unexcuse
I'm not even
anything.
finished. Let me finish. No offense. But then they want to go on these podcasts and talk down about a black woman like she represents everyone else. And they put all the black women in categories. But when it comes to Becky with the good hair, if she do the same exact things like the black lady next door, she's considered the queen. Why is that? The
They
reason
criticizing
why
Becky too.
the reason why that is because she understands money better. Okay? At the end of the day, it's a reason why we have the black woman as the most educated, but unfortunately with the statistics that we have, that's not really analyzed by a trusted source. But let's go with the statistics, okay? Black women are considered the second poorest. Why is that? Because money is not up there when it comes to most black women. But because Becky with the good hair knows how money is done, she knows that she can never be happy majority of the time. So she sticks with the wealth. at the end of the fucking day. Nobody has empathy. Empathy's out the fucking window.
You said Becky can never be happy. Is that what you said?
She knows money comes first, not love.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they do know that. Yeah.
So you sound like you have a lot of experience in that department. A gang of experience.
I come from a half-white family, so yeah.
No, I'm talking about Sean Wu. He said, yeah, they do know that.
Yeah, they do. I study these things quite a bit.
Yeah, you
Quite a
have
bit.
first-hand study experience, huh?
Raymond, no. This is like
Oh, I know Raymond,
these
though.
topics.
Raymond love him a white girl.
These topics is like
Whoa.
these topics are like a daily thing, ain't it, Raymond?
What? Bark it. Bring it back. Bring that file. Personal file. Unnecessary bullshit. Bring that shit back. You know I love me my dark skinned women. I done said that many a time.
Yeah, Raymond, an advocate. Raymond, an advocate.
You know
I be
what?
talking about knocking down snow bunnies. Raymond be like, I'm for the chocolate. I'm for the chocolate. Ain't that right, Raymond?
It's
Yeah.
probably some traumatic experience.
As the father.
I've only had one white girl in my life, but everything else has
That was a
been black.
traumatic experience, huh?
Yeah.
Now you don't want none of them.
I did
said,
no.
yeah.
Like I've always kept it black. That's just me. I just had one white girl. She was alright, but everything else was just black, and they
They
were
catch you
great.
swimming. They catch you swimming in the milk one time. They ready
I
to
swam in the
discard
milk
you. I
once.
swear to God.
I
What
swam in
kind
the
of
milk
women?
Caught
once,
you
and I
swimming in
doggy
the milk
paddled.
one time.
No, but what kind of women
What?
are doing that? That's what we need to analyze.
Right. It
Everybody
was
is
just one
Hey,
represented.
time.
All
hey,
he
I'm
had,
gonna be. Hey, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta take this call real quick. I'll be back. Y'all go ahead though.
I've only swam in the milk one time, and I just
Yeah,
doggy
but
paddled.
how long was you swimming in it?
I didn't count, but that's was just like I don't know.
Now that's how you know he fuck with
Mm-hmm.
black women. That nigga didn't even ejaculate.
Yo.
And you know what? I can relate because the same shit fucking happened to me. I had to fake that shit.
Oh, father, you had a
as a
white
matter of
experience
fact,
too?
yo, let me tell you something material
Oh
life.
shit.
I was 16 years old and I fell asleep. I dozed off.
Hey, you fell asleep.
I dozed off. Ask Ray. I tell this story all the fucking time. That was when I lost my virginity. I was 16 years old. It was a white girl. I dozed off. She didn't notice. I faked the cum shot and I left. And I never saw her ass again.
Power movie.
So at 16 years old, you was raped by a white woman, a white girl.
This sounds like a Tyler Perry movie. Let's go.
Oh, it is a Tyler Perry movie. There's an episode somewhere. I know it.
I also briefly had a stint with a Hispanic.
Okay.
Dr. Umar would not have been proud. Not at all.
I mean, you know, it's experiences. You know, you learn, you grow, you learn, you move on.
I just want people to not put one black person or one Hispanic person under an umbrella to beat down on them. And it just seems like it's always the black woman. It's always the black woman. It never stops.
One thing for sure, two things for certain. If a black man want to feel empowered amongst his white woman, he gonna tear the hell down on some black women with the same white behavior this white woman has.
Hello. We done talking about you swimming in the milk.
Yes, we're swimming in the milk. Yeah.
Well, father swam in the milk too. Dion. Dion ain't never came back?
Yeah, he got sniped. He ain't never coming back.
I have swum in the milk, and them white girls is nasty.
I hate the way you said that. I
likes it. They nasties. Little filthy. I ain't gonna lie. That was an interesting sexual experience. I ain't gonna fuck around.
Yo.
When they say white girls is nasty, they wasn't playing.
Okay, all right. Father, what was you saying?
Don't try to change the subject now.
Nah, but he was saying something. I was like,
Yeah, before you went in with your nasty white women shit.
Oh, they's be nasties.
All right,
Go ahead.
So what I wanted to say was, like, I don't know. I had to step out when the clip was playing, so I don't know what clip you played, Ray. Which one was the clip?
Well, I never even saw the clip. I heard it.
It was pretty short.
You know how like a lot. It was a minute. I found a longer clip of it, but the one I played was who is responsible for the masculine women in the community, and he was just like he put the whole thing on black men about the mess.
So he wasn't. He didn't mention the Pookie and Ray Ray, right, in that clip.
It's along the lines of the Pookie and Ray Ray, but yeah, you could talk about it. Yeah.
All right. So here's what I wanted to say. So Dr. Umar brought up a lot of great points in the sense that in the community, like when you look at, because when I think of this, I think of episodes in Mari where like the majority of the people there, like, trust me, there's a lot of white people, but there's a lot of black people, right? So this is a problem. Like the single mother thing has always been an issue in our community, but that's only because it was imposed on us. It wasn't something that we actively did. It was literally imposed on us. You can even go back to where in Chicago, where if the man was in the house, they wouldn't get the welfare check.
Exactly. That's what a lot of people don't bring up.
So they was imposed on certain communities. So you have to understand the black community also did not get the GI Bill, which helped a lot of white Americans get houses and shit like that. And then they passed that shit down. That's how that generational wealth was created when the New Deal happened. So there is context to what Dr. Umar is saying when he's saying that because of what was imposed on black women and the conditions that they had to endure to raise their sons, he's simply saying those conditions created the masculinity that you see in certain women, and they replay that narrative over and over because, again, these are black people, so everything we do gets broadcasted times 10. If it's something negative about black people, that is the main dominant narrative, and that's what everybody runs with. They've done it with Trayvon Martin, they've done it with Mike Brown, they even tried to do it with fucking what's her name, Latasha Harlins back in the 90s when she was shot by that Asian woman, which was one of the catalysts for the riots.
The watch, the riot watch.
You know what, Father?
Mm-hmm.
All that was straight facts. I heard all that. I heard all that stuff before, and it's true. It's true though. It's not just like just black men just like abandoned ship just because he wanted to go set up shop somewhere else. There's an actual context behind it that a lot of people don't like to even talk about a lot of times.
It's like we talk about it, but again, the thing about context is you also need to have the right perspective. What we like to do is we like to boil history down to one perspective. History is contingent on multiple perspectives, on all perspectives that are at that singular event. You feel what I'm saying? And how it has affected the entire society. So we've been learning about this, and it has been a continuous stream of revolution after revolution after uprising, riots and marches and protests. Like that shit has never stopped. You feel what I'm saying? So again, the context is very important when it comes to this particular conversation. I think what is being missed here is the fact that both parties are just like, we've been beaten down, we're tired, so we take it out on each other. You feel what I'm saying? Because when we see each other, it's always negative. Like even when you're growing up as children, when you hear about black people, it's always in a negative undertone. And that's been the dominant narrative that has gone on in America for the past forever. You feeling what I'm saying? So we take it out on each other. And when we're trying to have the conversations on how to fix it, it ultimately goes back to you ain't shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you see this cycle happen every single fucking time. And I think what Dr. Umar was saying was, black men, if you are a leader in your community, if you say that you are a leader in your community, then responsibility also falls on you, because now that you understand the environment that you are in, you are able to develop your patterns and your habits in a way that would ensure survival for your family, for your lineage, for your community as a whole. Like the Black Panther Party was a fucking example of that. You feel what I'm saying? They used to patrol and they used to do the free lunch programs and shit like that. These were community-based initiatives.
Yeah, they were.
What I'm saying? Because that's the only thing that we could focus on at the time.
Yeah, but one thing I heard, someone brought up a point. They said that but nowadays there aren't any Black leaders that live in the hood where a lot of problems lie at. What do you think about that?
I mean, Dr. Umar said that too. He
did?
said that. Yeah, he literally said that. He said that in the fucking interview. The doctors and the lawyers and all the really successful people, the people that have access to that type of to those type of resources, they're not in those communities. They usually go into the whiter communities, or they usually go into communities that are more gated, right? Now, when we say that, but there are gated Black communities. You feel what I'm saying? If you go down to Atlanta,
yeah,
Black communities over there.
My girlfriend's brother lived in the Black gated community, so I know what you're talking about.
But like, go ahead, Crystal. Please go ahead.
I would like to ask the question: if a lot of Black men is not looking to, I guess, open up sites where a lot of Black women that have any mental issues or any fatherless homes, if they're not building anything, why do they constantly have the audacity to talk about the problems and then say, here, the solution is here? But I don't see any programs. I don't see anything happening. They're just talking a lot of shit on podcasts. So my question to the men that love to talk about Black women with no true solution: why does it keep occurring? Is it to stay relevant or valuable in a community that they don't even live in?
Because it's rewarded. That's why.
Rewarded by who? Who's rewarding them?
You viewing it as a reward.
So like what they do with that, Crystal, is, so you know how a lot of the red pill content that you started seeing, like they took a lot of that shit from Kevin Samuels, if you remember.
I'm sure they did.
But the problem is they misaligned it. It's a misalignment because Kevin Samuels was never an advocate for he was just focused on the fact that men, like, develop yourself and then you could reach that high value. But it starts with yourself, right?
Right.
But they misaligned it. They are using that on top of using that toxic masculinity shit.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? That's why it's always bitter whenever they're talking about women.
Oh yeah,
but I want to ask something about Kevin Samuels though. Like, but he was also preaching about being equally yoked as well. Because the problem with a lot of the things that was going on Kevin Samuels' channel is like people was calling in, they was expecting higher than they actually were, and therefore just totally missing on a lot of opportunities because they was shooting a little bit too high. They got a word for that.
Delusion.
Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? They were shooting for partners that they weren't really equally yoked for, and that includes the guys too. I'm not just talking about the women. There was guys like, I don't know if you ever saw that clip.
I'll be back.
There was, huh?
I said I'll be back. Keep going. I'll be back.
Oh yeah, I saw that clip where the guy was talking about something. He wanted a certain type of woman, but he was fat. He didn't have a certain type of job. He was underemployed. And all types of it. It was like you shooting for the wrong space, for the wrong space.
I know what you're talking about. That's like his very older ones and shit.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like he was around the same age he was, close to the time he died. Though it wasn't that old.
It was it was one of those where he was like still like talking to men, and men was calling into the show. So like I remember because you were saying you could tell by like the background because it was like I think he was in a white room. He wasn't in a lit room. So because I remember he called the kid a fat fuck or some shit like that, and it was just like he was like, and then he was like, you fat, you're underemployed, and you ain't got to make. What are you offering it to a woman or some shit like that?
Yeah, he was 30. He was like 30 something, mid 30 something, and he was only making like what 20K or some shit like that.
Yeah,
and he's like he's shooting too high, but he was doing the same thing with the women. It's just that when he was doing it to the women, that's when people got upset and people paid attention. I'm seeking a pattern where it's like people don't like women to be criticized. That's what I'm seeing, because people are like, Kevin Samuels is like, he was bashing women. Like, he was saying the same shit to dudes. Y'all just didn't pay attention then.
It's not the criticizing that's the problem. It's just that, it's like you're going to say something. If, like I tell people, it was the same thing I had with Kanye. Okay, you're talking about this. What are you doing to fix the problem?
That's talking about that other issue. That's another issue with the black men in general. But Kevin Samuels actually was doing stuff to fix issues, though. He actually was building the little communities and stuff for people to meet and get together.
And that's why a lot of people didn't have a problem with Kevin Samuels, because he, like you said, he built a community where people.
But a lot of people did have a problem with him, though.
There was some people that had problems. Go ahead.
The community that he was building, what salary were they under?
They were high value supposedly people.
Okay, and where do these high value people live? Because it's definitely not in the black community.
They were black. It was focused around black.
But people, were they in the black communities? Like, was there like a community built by black?
No,
that's what I'm asking. So who is it helping?
Upper class black people, I guess.
And what's the percentage of upper class black people?
Probably not that high.
Right. So he's not helping nobody.
Well, to be fair, his channel was for high value men, and he's always said that.
Right. Exactly.
But he also didn't. Like when they was shitting on the middle class workers and average people either, though.
But which one? I'm trying to. It's kind of like TV.
So happens when you just jump on a bandwagon. You don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Right. It's like if you're portraying a culture, right? And that culture is constantly being put in a situation that it makes it look all bad. And everyone that's representing you is just shit. What do you think people who are toxic are going to go towards? Are they going to go to the part of the culture that's clean and positive, or you think they're going to go negative? Kevin Samuels, loved the man. He had a lot of important things to say to the high value man. But unfortunately, the people that tapped in were the low value men that had a lot of money. When I say this, it has nothing to do with finances when I think of a high value man. Okay? It had everything to do with the misogynistic areas of that man's life being pushed on a certain culture of women. And the only women that got hurt in this whole situation on an emotional level, and I'm not included, I'm just speaking logically here, is Black women. Because at the end of the day, people wanted to be so much like Kevin Samuels that even me, a woman who actually owns a fucking business, was getting attacked online out of fucking nowhere. If I said, oh yeah, your hair is beautiful, I'm getting attacked by a lowlife. So that's kind of like a Hitler mode, if you ask me. If you really want to help people, make sure that you can calm down the fuckery. Come out. He never really advocated towards women who are being attacked.
I don't think anybody can really calm down the fuckery within their little movements, because there's lots of fuckery in all these different types of movements,
including Trump's. And look what happened.
Yeah. Well,
but who's the less?
But he egged that on, though. Trump egged that on.
Right. But who's more protected? Trump's white people or Black women that is being attacked by these Kevin Samuels that is getting the whole story of what he's trying to portray wrong? Which one is it? Because I've literally had death threats because of fucking red pill guys that think that they're valuable. I'm just saying, if you really want to help your community, let's start with the middle class. Just an idea.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, and that's actually a problem I had with him too. I'm like, all this high value this, high value that. Like most people ain't high value, so what's the fuck is the point of even like really getting into all this shit? Most people are middle class. Even a lot of business owners don't really make as much as just because they own a business don't mean that they like, you know, billionaires or millionaires or anything like that. So I never really was like too big on the high value thing.
They never
But I just
established
never,
what high value meant.
huh?
He actually did. It's like 6 values. I'll send you the video. He actually had 6 values. Like for like even like some of the people that called in who thought they were high value men, like, and this was like after he blew up, he would tell them, you're excuse me, you're not high value, or you're not there yet. You're this, you're not that. He would tell people. So he did have rules to stand by. It wasn't like Rollo
It
Tomasi.
wasn't a free fall. Yeah, he wasn't like just open with it like Rose Tomasi. Rose Tomasi don't have no clear. He don't really have a clear idea of what he be talking about a lot of times.
Exactly.
But
Like Kevin said, he actually had like it was like 6 rules or some shit like that.
You had to have like some type of social status, right? That was one of them. You had to be respected and relied upon in your community.
Yeah.
Whatever that community was.
Yeah.
Because he didn't really talk about race as much. He was talking more in general. But race came into it because it always does, especially if it's a black person that's the talking head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's always going to get turned into race, even though they might be talking about general. I remember that one, that woman that had like a little dating show when she was talking about that woman that said she wouldn't date a bus driver, and everybody turned that conversation to race. She said,
what's her name? Melly the Pineapple Show. Is you talking about that?
No, that's a Pineapple Show. I know who that. I know who. No, it's the older woman.
Ebony K. Williams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they turn this whole conversation into something about race and black women and she was like, "Who's talking about black women? I didn't say anything about black women. Why are y'all turning this into a discussion about black women? We talking about in general." That's something that black people like to do. When they see that the talking head on the show is black, they will just turn it into a black issue when the person a lot of times is talking about people in general, people's psychology in general, and they'll turn it into a black issue because self-interest, I guess. I don't know.
No, because they make money off of it. If I make a video, if I'm talking about a white woman, how much views am I going to get versus a black woman?
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
If I'm going to talk about a white woman on YouTube, am I going to get much views versus talking about all the flaws of a black woman?
Only if you're
depends on if she's the Karen or not.
It depends.
Then you'll get a lot.
Because the red pill started off about. I mean, the red pill was in general, but it started with a bunch of white dudes talking about white women. I mean, they weren't talking about white women particularly, but we could have assumed who they was talking about was generally maybe white or maybe Asian women, because that's what they date mostly. But then black people got a hold to it and they started doing red pill content. And now people think that red pill is black. But I'm like, no, red pill is not black. Red pill is red pill, but it just so happens that black people are booming in the red pill scene now.
I wish there was a rule. If you speak proper, if you have a logical understanding, that's the only way that you're able to be part of the red pill movement. Other than that, it should have been kept for the men that want more guidance. But now this has been turned into a fucking circus.
Yeah, red pill is kind of becoming a little bit weird now. It's coming weird.
Toxic.
To be closed off. Yeah. Really about listening to the whole fucking message instead of the half messages that only aids in their narcissistic ways. We have sick people out here, and now that's being utilized, just like I said, in a Hitler kind of mode. And the only people getting affected, even at work, is black women. I'm sorry, it just is. And now it's turned into an American woman, but that didn't last long. We're back on black women again. So I'm just like, fuck it.
Yeah, red pill is becoming somewhat of a religion now, and it's like, and they got all these dude bros telling you like, oh, you gotta do this, and you gotta do that, and you gotta do this. And I'm like, you ain't gotta do shit. Red pill should be only about one thing: recognizing things in society that's happening that people aren't talking about.
And I'm not letting Black women off the hook. I just know the dangers that it's bringing. The whole situation with this fuckery. It's not good. It's really not good. Even sisterhood being built online is being attacked by red pill guys. And yeah.
But you want to know what's so interesting? That whenever you're having this type of conversation, if you're talking about the men, then there's somebody that's going to say, but what about the women? But when you talk about the women, the same shit happens. It's like, what about the men? It's like, it happens every single time we have this conversation. And it just gets to a point where it's like, okay, if we talk about the issues that's going on one side, we still have to acknowledge the issues that are going on the other side. But it's like, why can't you just let people focus and talk about it without, you know what I'm saying? Without without understanding that they're working towards something that's part of the solution. Why can't you just acknowledge that? I think that also needs to be part of the conversation too, because there are examples. There are people that are doing right. There are proper people. A good example when you see one. I wish people would stop being so dumb about that. Like, a good person. Like, they're out there. They go unacknowledged. That's why there's so much negativity nowadays, because nobody ever wants to talk about the good things that actually happen.
Right. Like, or the good people that's around. They focus on the bad so much. They don't focus on the good people that they're actually in that vicinity.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, it is important to highlight negative aspects too, but there needs to be balance. That's all we're saying. If we're going to have conversations, let's have nuanced, balanced conversations, because it's getting to a point where people are actually like they're deep thinking this shit, and it's affecting people's identity. You see people are having identity crises like crazy. It's all over the fucking place. You feel what I'm saying? You legitimately have people that like consume themselves into shit like video games and virtual reality and social media, because they really don't have that sense of identity, that sense of I am. That's why everything is so fucking political nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
They need something to cling to.
Yeah, they need something to cling to. But then you notice they use that to make money. That's why every single time Pride Month happens, you see them little companies, hey, let's put up the little rainbow shit. Like, bro, stop.
Like, man, bro, like that Bud Light. Oof.
They start pandering like fucking crazy. And then it's like it's become politicized, because it's become another tool. They like to objectify everything.
Didn't NASCAR lose they had the least amount of asses in the seats in history because of that?
Right.
Because they got all those conservative rednecks watching.
I'm like, yo, that's insane.
And they don't want to see that LGBT stuff. They conservative. They don't want to see that.
Yeah, they don't want to see that. They don't want to see that shit.
The same thing with Bud Light. A lot of those people who drink Bud Light are like white or black or whatever conservatives. A lot of them is conservatives. They don't want to see that. They don't want to hear about no fucking transsexuals on conservative product that mostly conservatives consume.
Now, Crystal. Now, do you see what just happened here? Do you see how deep it fucking goes? We just went from there to fucking NASCAR. Yeah. We're talking about black men and black women. So when you let these conversations happen without any interruption, we can have solutions to fix the problem, because we're men. That's what we do. The people who devote themselves into refining that masculinity to solve the problems of the world are trying to do that. We're focused on the issues. We don't have fucking time to be sitting there talking about, well, what about this? Well, what about that? Nigga, it's time to fucking build. We're out here building. We out here connecting. You see people trying to fucking build with the children. You see after school programs in there everywhere. I was a part of one for 3 fucking years where I mentored children my own fucking self. There are people doing this fucking work, and we're saying it focused on the problem. We're not over here trying to, convince him and convince her. That's like, bro, the people who are sheep that are led to the slaughter, let them walk there. We already tried to divert them. They want to be in their way. They're going to crash and burn. 2/3 of the world God gonna deal with you. But we're just saying, let us do the work.
I already made up my mind. People cannot endure a bit more than 6 months to a year. They have to own everything. So yeah, you're right, because it's many women. I'm like, okay, well, you only been 6 months in marriage. Like, what's the issue? I did my time. Like, what's your what's your excuse? And it's always, I don't get more attention. I don't get attention. He's not communicating. I'm like, okay, well, what's the solution? I don't know. I'm gonna leave. Okay.
I watched this stand-up comedy with this Asian woman. She used to be pregnant, but she's not no more. Y'all know
I
this
know
comedian.
who you're talking about.
801. 801.
Yeah. Man, she made a stand-up comedy skit about how she ain't never happy and probably never going to be. She just want a side piece and to be able to cheat. But it's like, I don't think some people can and will be happy in monogamous relationships. I don't really think that humans are monogamous, to be honest with you. I don't think they're naturally monogamous. I don't think they are. I think we're programmed to be. I think we're socially programmed to be, and there is jealousy because people do get jealous, and so do some other animals. But I don't know.
To be honest, I picked monogamous is because I don't like to mix up my energy with other people. It's some people out there that picks up all that STD. They just be nasty as fuck. They don't even clean their ass properly. I really go through all that. I just seen some shit in the medical field, and especially with people bonding with from one culture to another. I've just seen some fucked up shit. I don't want to do it. Don't want to do it.
Yeah, I know it's not ideal to be a hopper, but because there's diseases, it's complicated, it's socially complicated, emotionally complicated. Because people do get jealous, and jealousy can reach into some dark places.
Yeah,
as I'm sure we all know.
So
when you look at,
I agree, but at the same time, today we just ain't ready because that shit was biblical. There was polygamy but they handled that shit. It was like one or two stories I was focused on where the shit went wrong out of all the marriage. So, but today we are not fucking ready because we can't even handle a monogamous relationship.
Okay. You can't handle one-on-one.
We can't do because multiple. Most of these things, like we're having this red pill thing. It's basically focused on monogamy. It's not even, sometimes that will slip in, but it's not the focus. So we are not ready to be on that level.
And fuck monogamous relationships. A lot of people these days can't even handle friendships for real. They stumbling around with friendships. They want to be your friend. They're not sure. They're scared. They don't want to be rejected. I'm like, rejected? We just chilling. What the fuck? It's not that serious. Just chill. Let's watch a TV show. Go out, play some pool. Take it easy. They scared for life. They scared of rejection. Just people are socially fucked up these days. Like really, it's really bad.
Let me tell you, Jesus. Hopefully I'm gonna say it real fast. But my first ex, his ass said, "I'm in a poly relationship because of you." Who says that's actually you can have any German kitty cat you fucking want, and you're angry at me? Why are you angry that I'm the reason you're poly? You sound like
fucking other bitches because of you.
Okay.
Never heard someone say it like I gave them a fucking prison sentence. I gave you your space, my nigga. Like, be free. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Everybody has some kind of fucked up mental issue. I just don't want to fucking deal with it. I can only deal with one. Uno.
He said yours. He gonna deal with yours.
Yo,
that's trying to deal with everybody else.
You started that shit.
I definitely think so, because he said, you didn't call me. You really cut me off. Yeah, nigga, I did cut you. Leave the fuck alone. It's been what, 10 years, 15 years? How old is my daughter? Yeah, 16. 16
Yep.
fucking.
All that German schlugen hanging is getting tired, so he just went back to.
Nope, he wanted the German girls be free, my nigga.
He
Like,
wanted that Fugen.
yes. Yeah. Stop
You
it.
wanted some of that Ricola. That's what he.
But all joking aside, people's mental issues, even if they say I'm all for the poly, I think down the line they plotting. They plotting to try to harm someone on a mental level, be narcissistic. It's like you're getting the chance to, if you're a sociopath, I think that's what they're called. You get to display that twice or 3 times or 4 times. The more people you have, if you're bipolar, that shit is just manic all over. And the whole time you're thinking you're in a loving relationship with all these different people, and all that's really happening is they're not getting their mental health checked, and you're feeding and enabling this fuckery. So if you think that you're dealing with a manic bipolar person now, just wait until you add on more fuckery to the circus. No one is really ready, like D Wolf said. I've seen it with my eyes, so it's no. But everybody's different. Like, people are fucking fuck. I've seen some YouTube videos where it was one man and 2 girls and they get along, but I really don't know what goes on behind closed doors. But every time they do an interview, one looks happy and the other one looks upset, like she's plotting. So it's scary out there. I don't know.
I'm generalizing. I'm generalizing here a bit, but a lot of people I see that be talking about they doing polyamorous relationships and stuff. They kind of they either that they weird looking or they just fucking weird. Usually both weird looking and weird.
What, polys?
Yes. A lot of people I've been seeing that be talking about that stuff. They say they're in the poly relationships. They're weird looking and they're weird.
That's all they can find.
I'm sure if we took them to a psychiatric doctor, we would find out a lot more.
Probably, I guarantee it almost.
Because
I would bet some money on it actually.
Because I can understand a guy asking for the experience, but I can't understand a guy that actually wants 5 more women when he can't even date with one.
That's too stressful for me. I couldn't do it. I can barely do 2. I'll barely be able to do 2. 2 drive me crazy. 1 is enough.
Oh.
2. I ain't gonna say too much, but yeah.
Anyone? Any last words before we get into our final thoughts?
Shout out to Uncle Umar. You know what I'm saying, holding it down. But I think he got a good heart. I just think he got a good heart. I think his heart's in the right place. That's about everything.
But
it's about the community, and it was some community versus individualism. That was kind of like the other big thing.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was individualism versus community. That's exactly what I got from it, actually. Now that you put it like that. Because there was people talking about, there was this younger guy saying, well, he's not responsible for this and he's not responsible for that. But Umar was talking more along the lines of like building up a community. And when you building up a community, there is no iron community. No, actually, it is. It is iron. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's kind of like the problem is a lot of people thinking more on an individualistic mindset. So it's kind of hard to build a community when everybody's thinking about themselves and in it for themselves.
Yeah, that's what I've always said. It's like it's too much me instead of we.
Because there really is no real community, not really. Not in any meaningful sense, anyway. A lot of cases in America, unless you like a foreigner, there's not really a lot of community in America. Everybody's on an individualistic mindset.
I
even
think
more,
I
more
think
and more as
America
time
in
goes by.
itself. I think America in itself is an individual mindset because we're kind of taught to compete against each other instead of help
Yeah,
each other out.
yeah.
Like think about it. Like why do we have to pay for a cure? Like shit like that. Why do we have to pay for a cure instead of like if someone's sick, you should be able to just help them out, and yet you got to charge them or it's some type of shit to get you a cure or some shit like things
Yes.
like that. Or like like if you see someone struggling, you usually help them out with a couple bucks, but a lot of people is just like, well, I'm not
You
struggling,
pick
so
yourself up
I'm
by your bootstraps.
yeah, pick yourself up by your bootstraps and some shit like that.
Yeah,
And then like my favorite thing, it's not going to happen to me until it happens to them. So
yeah,
but
yeah. That is a mindset. I even caught up in that shit. Like, oh well, happened to them, but it's not gonna happen to me. As if you're not like everyone else. We got the similar vulnerabilities as everyone else do.
oh yeah, that definitely do it. Okay. Um, we're gonna get into our final thoughts, and I am going to start with D Wolf.
Okay. Um, when the corporations are advertising your movement, you aren't the resistance. That's my final thoughts.
Yeah, once you become mainstream, it's kind of it's kind of corrupted at that point.
All right, material life is on you.
I don't have anything.
Did he go to the Matrix again?
Ooh.
Focus on you.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Shining Wolf is on you.
Ooh,
You
that's
heard me?
good.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Shining Wolf is on you.
Oh, it's on me.
That's what I said.
Um,
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing extra for you.
All right. Crystal is on you.
All right. So, I discovered turmeric tea and all the benefits that it comes with. I didn't even know that turmeric can be put in tea. I thought it was just for making curry and calling it a day. But turmeric has a lot of benefits, and I know we're not getting any younger. So, a few of the benefits of drinking turmeric tea is that it boosts the immune system. It helps with inflammation, so you can deal with arthritis pain. Um, Hopefully, we're not there yet, but if you are, that's what you want to drink. It also helps to lower your cholesterol and, you know, your coronaries to prevent from having a heart attack. It's also a cancer prevention and treatment. Um, and it also helps with Alzheimer's and depression as well. So, these are a couple of things that I think is great to have. It also caters to the liver. You know, the liver is kind of like our filter system throughout our body. So yeah, look into turmeric tea and
Do
uh-huh.
Do you know? Okay, so is this turmeric tea, is this a very particular type of recipe that they got,
Yeah,
or
and online, a lot of different people make it a different way, but for one thing, it's turmeric is the main ingredients to most of it.
and does it have that terrible turmeric taste? Because turmeric tastes terrible by itself. They
And
got other stuff mixed with it to make it kind of balance out the taste a little bit.
they do. They have honey, which I really consider making it because again, turmeric from how I grew up with turmeric and cumin and all of that stuff and curry. Put it on chicken, put it on curry, what you make curry, but I've never had turmeric tea. And I started looking it up when I saw like online, a lot of women have like these menstrual cramps, but not in where you would think it is. It's in the behind area, and that's because their lining is thickening every time they, uh, you know, have their period. But what ends up happening is that their tissue is growing in places it shouldn't, which causes infertility. So, as we get older, the fact that turmeric seems like the golden goose to have for everyone, man and woman, I figured, let me give this information. Not everyone can take it, so definitely check the side effects. I think people who are anemic, they can be taking it because it's kind of like a slight blood thinner. But for the most part, I think everybody should be drinking it if they can.
Yo, you want to know what's so crazy? I had turmeric tea this morning.
Really?
What?
That was a good share. That was a good share.
But the thing is, Crystal, there's ginger in it.
Yeah, they ginger too.
Oh, I love ginger.
Yeah, the
Ginger's really good for you. Really good.
Almost every night.
Turmeric ginger. Oof. Delicious.
That's a 1-2 combo.
See, Crystal, we be here. We be blessed.
Good. Because medicine is too fucking expensive.
I'm saying.
It is.
And you want to know what's great about it? I have a bug. I have a specific bug just for me, and it has the definition of blessings on it.
What?
Yep, straight up.
Yo, okay. I see how that's synchronicity. Okay, and that's all for my part.
Hmm.
Oh.
Speaking of, did y'all know that speaking of Tyler Perry, did y'all know that some of Black Panther 2, I believe, was shot in Tyler Perry's studio?
I did not.
Part one was too. It was some
Part 1 was as well. Well, there you go. Part 1 and 2, I guess.
Yeah.
Just a little something that I didn't know if y'all knew because we was talking about them earlier.
Yeah. Is that it, Crystal? Is that your final thoughts?
Yeah, that's.
Father is on you.
All right, everybody. I'm about to get real for a second.
Mm-mm.
The definition of apathy is lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern. And I am currently going through apathy, but not in a deep way. It's not like in a scary way. It's kind of a feeling towards a particular thing. And it's towards the whole 9 to 5 job application apathy. Straight up, like whether I have a job or not, like, is irrelevant to me. You feeling what I'm saying? I feel like I've reached this point and I'm just feeling the emotion out. You feeling what I'm saying? I'm not making anything drastic. I even have, something in the works. It's just I've never really experienced something this deep before. And it's kind of excited me because there's a lot of power in a lack of something. I've learned that like when you really put your effort into something and your efforts keep getting challenged by circumstances that are not of your own or circumstances that just come completely left field, it takes some time to adapt, right? So you try your best, you put your foot forward, but it gets to a point where you have so much coming at you. But at the same time, it's not like you have what's it called? It's not like you have, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. what I'm just trying to say is that like you fall down, you get back up, and at some point you just become numb to it. And I think that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling this numbness. But again, it's not like a deep thing, like, I'm still able to do my shit. It's just this is a new experience for me. And I think at some point in the future, if my opportunities get better, it might, be something great. Yeah.
So I understand. So you're saying that you are pretty much unenthused and kind of done with having a 9 to 5 job.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's 9 to 5 jobs are kind of shitty. Like you get trapped up in this system. It takes all your fucking time. You have to barter and beg and plead just to get free time of your own so you can do other things in life that you gotta do to keep up with stuff.
See, I'm gonna say this real quick. It's not even the job in itself, because like the work can be done, right? I'm someone that's productive, so the work will get done. What I'm unenthusiastic about is the entire process and the fact that I need a certification here. I need this here, that there, all these little dumbass qualifications that they be having. Like, it gets to a point where sometimes I be laughing at these like job applications because they be so strict. I'm like, bro, people just trying to fucking work, bro. I have bro, a lot of the jobs that I'm applying for, I could do in my sleep.
Just like, show me how to do it. Tell me how to do it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I've reached a point in my skill set where, like, I've been able to complete something a month before the deadline with someone like that was technically under me at the same time, because I was the only one that had the technical experience. So yeah, like I've gotten to the point where like I'm a big fish in a small pond. So it's not even that I'm frustrated again. It's even I don't care. It's like whether I get it or not.
Bored a little bit.
Yeah, it's like whether I get it. Yeah, it's like whether I get it or not, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's like where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I want to like I'm of course I'm building something for myself. That's always been the plan, but that shit takes time because there's a lot of shit.
Entrepreneur, you looking for entrepreneurship or something like that?
I mean, yeah, I just never had the resources. Actually, I have everything. The only thing I need is just a steady income. That is it. Then I am good. And I think that's like the one thing I've been struggling with the entire time. I'm like, yo, how the fuck? Because like I think about it, like I've like when it comes to doing what I want, I've always been able to do it. You feeling what I'm saying? You can even ask Ray. I be everywhere when it comes to what I want to do. So, and I do it without a car. I'm doing this without a fucking car either. So, like,
you get around.
Yeah, bro, you've seen me.
Yeah, I seen.
You know what I'm saying? I'm never lacking. One thing about me, I am never lacking. So, but it gets to a point where it's just like you become, like you said, I've become bored. Like it's the same shit every single day, over and over and over again. And it's where, like, whether you give it to me or not, I don't care. Like I appreciate the opportunities, of course. You feel what I'm saying? I'm doing something to benefit someone else, but at the same time, y'all are not rewarding to anything. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's the problem. It's not rewarding enough. There's no fulfillment. It's just moving up to the next person that's gonna be a boss. And I'm like, bruh. And then all of a sudden you're gonna become the boss. And I'm like, nigga, the way y'all fucking the way y'all fucking backstab and the way y'all play politics over there, like, no wonder why nobody wants to do that shit no more. Y'all done fucked it up for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it gets to a point where it's just like apathy. Like And I think it's a normal thing. I'm not scared of it. You feel what I'm saying? Because when I read that definition, I was like, it sounds very brooding. It sounds very like, depressing. But I mean, I feel like I'm dealing with it in a healthy way. It's always blessings with me, but sometimes, the Lord be testing you. But
I understand. I actually understand where you're coming from to an extent.
Yeah,
I'm looking to start my own business for real myself because I'm kind of tired of it too. But it takes time.
Yeah, I'm saying it takes time, and the thing is, I've never really been business minded. I've always just been okay. If it's in front of me, do it. Like I'm not even the type like I'm telling you right now. I have no plan. I am just walking in the path of the Lord. And whatever happens, happens. But I'm always ready. Like I think there's never been a job interview I've never gotten the job. I think it's only once, and they loved my interview, but it was just someone had like better experience than me. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
That was literally it. So I was like, oh. Other than that, every single fucking job opportunity I had, I got it. So they playing with me. Well, be patient. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the lesson here. Be patient.
Patience
trying me, though. You'll be trying me.
Patience is good.
Yeah. Just be patient, yo. Like that's the best thing. Because when you patient and you just stick to your routine and you just focus on your routine, you age gracefully. You're not worried about all that stressful shit. You're not worried about people backstabbing you. You're just worried about your health, and if you got children, your kids, like that's all your focus. You don't care about none of that other dumb shit that's going on out here.
Let's focus on whatever your goal is.
Yeah, I'm saying go cheat on your wife away from me, nigga. Like
all the little shit, little bickering people at work, that shit don't matter.
Right. That's what I'm saying. This is me and the Lord. That's one thing about me. Praise God. That's my final thoughts.
All right.
God bless y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all.
I love
that fucking off my chest, man. It's been hard out here.
I love all this. I love all this positive shit that I'm hearing, and then also sad that I'm about to ruin it with some negative shit that I'm about to say.
Go ahead.
The nerve of you new modern gold digging hoes.
Oh, here we go.
I can't stand these new gold digging hoes that has no type of fucking game at all. You bitches are really like the laziest gold digging hoes I've ever seen in my fucking life. So I just want to bring this out. I'm not even talking about the shit I just went through on Facebook dating, but I've seen it a lot.
Happened?
I matched on someone on Facebook dating, and it was being cordial. I said, "How are you?" She was like hungry, and she was like, she wants some Chinese food. I said, "Well, you better order then." And she was like, "She was like, you should get it for me." And I was like,
I thought the meme. I thought somebody made that up. That was real.
Yeah, that was me. That was them talking to me. So
damn, son. Yeah. I'm not surprised. I mean, that's out here like that.
Yeah. So basically, I was like, I don't know you. We haven't even FaceTime or nothing. And it's just like, and you want me to pay for fucking Chinese food? And mind you, this is 3:00 in the fucking morning, East Coast time.
You sure she wasn't just a scammer trying to get money, get you to send them money or something?
I don't know, but even then, like I've seen, because I get those Instagram bots where it's just like, you want to buy my premium. It's like, no, I don't fucking know you. And then they get mad. It's like, well, why are you wasting my time? It's like, bitch, you contacted me.
You messaged me.
You messaged me. And it's just, And I don't understand, like, this generation of gold digging hoes is just like, at least when, our predecessor hoes, when they used to gold dig, they used to make the man feel special.
They used to
Before
charm it out of you. They used to
they
charm it.
used
They
to,
can't charm shit these days.
you couldn't charm Lucky out of cereal. Like, what is the fucking right?
They ain't
And
got no game.
it makes me mad because it's just like there's still niggas giving you money, but it's just like how low do your self esteem when a woman curses you out and then you still give it and niggas still giving money? It's just like, what the fuck? Where we in some type of Twilight Zone matrix, some shit like that? Because
niggas is paying $50 for shit. How long? 10-second videos.
The nerve. 10-second grainy ass cell phone footage, and you want to put $50 OnlyFans, bitch? If you don't get the fuck out of my face,
you know what, Ray? I'm gonna start a business. So when men like you or similar to you don't want to respond to these dusty ass bitches, that's where I come with the anonymous number and just start cursing them out 10 minutes straight.
Shit, that's worth more than that fucking grainy ass cell phone footage of OnlyFans and shit. It's just
man. The girl's like, "Oh, could you help me out? I need this, man. I need that." And she was like, "Oh, I send you videos of this." I was like, "Okay, how long is the video and what's in the video?" The video's like what she said? She said it feels like 10 seconds, and they want $30. I was like, I'm not paying $30 for no fucking 10-second video. I don't care what you need. You gotta do better than that if you want this money.
And I don't think these women realize that we come from the old school where, like, porn, first of all, porn is free. So, and
Free,
two,
first of
like,
all, yeah.
That part.
And the quality is much more better. Like,
Mm-hmm.
sure, the acting is terrible, but at least they fucking try.
They are winning with the new generation because of the emotional connection that these men think that they have with these OnlyFans girls. But with the old, be like, what the fuck is this? I get more connection on the bed from years ago. Like, what's going on?
Right.
And here's the sad part. Some of you hoes is not that cute. You're average at best, in the words of Kevin Samuels. You are average at best. You are average at best. And if you think like niggas just want to spend $20 to $50 on some average ass pussy,
that's 10-second video. I'm like the goddamn video. 10 seconds. What the fuck? Damn. That should be like, all right.
You see a toe.
Yeah. And the worst part is some of y'all get head the same way cat drinks milk, and it's terrible.
Oh God!
It's gonna give you a little lick, a little sandpaper tongue lick.
It's like, what in the fuck am I looking at?
All I'm saying is, I'm not putting my penis through that. No, thank you.
Okay, let me shut up.
Nobody want to see no head nigga damn head. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, some charity slob. No. Please, gold diggers, do better.
Three pictures for $25.
I've even seen it on some YouTube videos where a dude was like, "So what you about? I'm about money, and I want to spend your money." And women do this. They'll say this like really like this is like some intricate shit. Like niggas just want to spend money on you. It's just like, I just want to spend your money and then not use mine. And then it's just like, so you're not even trying to get to know me.
My money is my money, and your money is my money.
Yeah, it's just like, so you're not even trying to get to know me as a person. It's like, no, I just want to look good and spend money. And it's just like, and then get mad when niggas is just like, no. It's just like
those do exist, but then those do exist, but you just gotta avoid them. That's because that's not that. I think that's an overrepresentative these days, especially on the internet. But yeah, you gotta tell them off and move the fuck on from them.
yeah, it's just like I don't know.
And then they
It's
say,
just,
"Well, y'all dusty out here because y'all don't want to do this and pay for that." I'm like, no, don't. And
no,
not because of Dusty or can't afford it, because it's not worth my money or time.
I could
you couldn't sell. You didn't sell me the pussy right. You really don't. It's like something you don't.
Right, I could see why I was born a woman because my ass is petty. And I would be like, you know what, let me buy you the food and then get to her house and replace everything with a permanent marker. Everything that's black that she likes to put on her face to feel cute, I'm going to put that shit as permanent paint or some shit. And don't let me get to the food. You could be humbled for a couple of days. You're welcome. The fuck?
Girl, I would love to see some girl look like a surprise cholo at
Yeah.
like, all the fucking time.
And
It's just I'm very angry at you, but you look like a surprise. You just look surprised. Uh, that would be funny as hell.
that would last a couple of days of humbling because I don't understand.
It's like so. So look, hoes, please do better. Do
Right.
that. Oh
Right.
man.
Can we make
Uh,
this a topic on next Thursday episode?
say it again.
Can we make this a topic on next Thursday episode? I'm just too
Oh,
tired to put add a 2 cent into it. All I want to
oh,
do
you
is
to
go
do
to
better.
sleep.
That
Hoes do better. You want me to?
We can
Ray,
break it down and digest and you know
Ray, I
explain.
just want you to know you did that. You made that rant in the same episode with a Dr. Umar topic. That's crazy.
Oh, thank you. I just.
Where he speak about the same thing you just talked about.
Oh my god. I just want better for our people. You know, like just.
yeah, that's a cultural problem right there. That's an American culture problem at this
I just
point.
yo, just lazy hoes is like lazy hoes is ruining the game. So it's just like
They really are like because I remember back in the early not Facebook, early MySpace days when they would hit you up, they would actually have some type of game, some type of talking points that actually carry you in. But these gens don't even know how to talk to you nowadays. They don't know how to suck you in or anything. They just relying off of male desperateness, really. But we fuck it up though. It's like I'm gonna turn to Dr. Umar. It's our fault
it is our
we
fault. I blame
because
men.
we
I
allow
do.
them to think that we just that fucking easy because we've been that easy. Really. I believe I'm a big believer in self accountability. People people will treat you how you allow them to treat you. And we've been and men been so fucking desperate that they think that they could just do anything and catch you.
Yeah, I just think like men should start making some of these hoes earn the meat. That's it. Just you got to earn the meat. It's just
You gotta have required.
Hashtag
You gotta
earn
have
the meat.
yeah.
earned the meat.
I would like to get finesse. I would like to get finesse out of my drawers every once in a while. Talk to me.
You ain't
All
gonna
right.
get finessed out of your draw. You getting finessed out of your wallet, but at least you want it to be worth it somewhat.
Either way, it's just like
Ray want to be
talk
seduced.
to me nice. This dick
Ray,
ain't free no more. All right,
Ray
we put
want to be seduced.
They don't want dick. They want money.
I, they're gonna have to work for it. What Vanessa? What Vanessa Williams say? I can't wait to get home to you. I got so much work to do. You hoes better work. All right,
You gotta work. Yeah. You gotta make them work.
you got to make these hoes work now. All right.
You got these joints that's trying to be sugar babies without sugar. I'm like, what? What type of simp ass motherfucker's gonna pay for no sugar? What?
You know what? That's why I don't worry about those type of people. I just leave that in the hands of the Lord.
Yeah. Hopefully, natural selection get them. I hope those men win the Darwin Award.
Oh man.
So I'm like, you paying her for no sugar? What are you doing? What's that? Your daughter or something?
Oh no, I've never been that lonely that I want to pay for a girl to just sit there and do nothing. I think that's the weirdest thing. So yeah, but that's just
Sugar
like
baby. But I think
yeah.
that's a dream of some of these girls. They want. I heard that some people actually do that, but
Yeah.
I think they're just lonely. Ain't got nobody to talk to. They want a woman presence to talk to. Well, you better get out. You better get out in these streets and start talking to random women and make a friend or something.
I'm about to say
And
go to a bingo hall. At least Gertrude will at least look at you or some shit like
you
that.
know what I do? I go to the fucking bookstore and talk to people about their book if I know what it is, if I've seen it before or heard about it. That's how I made a few friends, is by doing that. I ain't paying nobody to talk to me.
I used to do that with girls with name books, and I go, "Ooh, you nasty." That was just. It was like, you know what you're doing when you're reading that damn Zane book. It's just nasty, man.
Yo. I think I still have that. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's why Kevin Samuel said, if you just because you got some money don't mean you're a high value man. Because if you're doing shit like that, I don't know how value you are.
Yeah, because you see it where the fucking led Zion.
All I'm saying is, Ray, I'm never forgetting that Zane book. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, the one I read out loud in the
Yes.
lounge. Yes, yeah, that was good.
I gotta check this out. I haven't read that.
Okay.
So you really heard about it. But it sounds
So
interesting.
it is. All right. So that now that I done got that rant up out of my chest, I don't want to leave off in a negative rant. So I leave with one of old poem that I wrote. So in 2021, I think. Okay. Um, I understand people haunted by their past demons. So much evil in this world could have anyone fiending. But what about your past angel? Something that was heaven on earth, put here to show you your worth, gave you your love, and the next thing you know, she dispersed. My past angel was in love with me, as I with her, but I had to let her fly. I still wonder if she has the same love for I. I just hope the next time she sees me, I'll have my wings so we can both fly and sing. So
Powerful.
thank you. So that's I would like to thank the panel for jumping on as usual. I would like to thank all of y'all for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is You Know What? Let me just say podcast, and we're signing out. Peace.
Peace.
Cheers.
Hello. Hello.